Okay. Yeah, we're good. You ready?
We're ready.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Block Shop Open Semifinals live stream. I'm here with Phil. Phil, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Pete.
Good. We had a qualifying round this morning. 60 male athletes, and I think we had 36 female competitors. They climbed some pretty hard boulders this morning. They are back in ISO, same day.
Yeah.
Semifinal round. Fatigue is always a factor.
Fatigue, skin, and just trying to shake off perhaps some of those jitters from some of the hard boulders that they faced earlier today. So.
Yeah, it's hard to forget about the ones, even if you're in semis, it's hard to forget about the boulders that you didn't do that maybe you think you could have. It's hard to shake that. So
exactly.
There's definitely a mental component to coming out for semifinals same night. But we're back in ISO. Climbers are psyched. The visiting athletes, some of them are jet lagged, but they're ready to rip it down. And as mentioned over and over and over, the semifinal round is often the hardest.
Yeah, that's what we've heard, and I think we want to split the field here. So notably, we'll have some climbers that'll be probably struggling out.
That's, by the way, the struggle count is now at 1 because you said struggle.
All right.
So the struggle count is at 1. We got 1. But the point is valid, is that these boulders are set to split some of the best climbers at this point in the world. Some of the best climbers in the world are here. Some of the best climbers in the country. And we got to get down to 6.
That's right.
We can't have a bunch of ties. So these boulders are set to separate those 10 climbers. So the first people out, they're going to feel the heat on the start of these boulders.
Yeah, and some of them just narrowly made it to the semis. So for a lot of them, it's going to be a first time in a major semifinal comp.
In a comp of this size, yeah. With boulders set, maybe not in their style. We had a visiting route setter, and he's going to set, maybe in a more international style, maybe in a more World Cup style than they're used to. Although the route setting at the Block Shop, especially on this comp wall, is often of a competition style.
Yeah, and Fred Charon, the head setter here and one of the owners at Block Shop, I think he's had this vision to bring that type of route setting here to Montreal and bring that style with a lot of volumes, very modern, minimalist almost kind of route setting. And so some of the European climbers that are visiting might be well accustomed and sort of familiar to that style, but a lot of climbers from North America may be less. I don't know. We'll see.
There might be a bit of a home court advantage. If you're used to the angles and you're used to what the volumes feel like on those angles, then yeah, you're going to feel a little bit. I don't think it makes a difference between somebody like Alex Megos, but between the Canadian climbers, if you're climbing regularly at this gym, you're going to know some of the holds.
Yeah.
You're going to know some of the angles. You're going to know the transitions. So the transitions between angles, yes, you can mix around with volumes. You can change essentially the way that the wall climbs, but you're still used to climbing on that angle, on that friction in this gym. So maybe a little bit of advantage. There's a bunch of Block Shop athletes
that's right.
In the semifinal round.
4 climbers from Team Block Shop, and they'll have their work cut out for them trying to represent on home soil and on their home turf, with the very strong visiting climbers that we're having here tonight.
And they're coming up behind you. They're chasing you. And the thing about semifinals, for better or for worse, is you finish your round and there's nothing you can do about it. And then you get to sit and watch people come behind you and watch your name drop down the list. So the first climber done is winning. So for a brief moment, you are the top semifinalist. You come and take a quick photo of that screen, of the results screen, and be like,
you'd have to be very quick.
Look, Mom.
From that.
Look, Mom. I'm winning the semifinals right now. I did no boulders. I got 2 bonuses, but I'm winning. And we're just gonna hope that everybody else falls off.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try and put on a pretty good show for you guys. It is a YouTube stream, so you can ask questions on the stream, and we will do our best to answer them. So post up your questions on the YouTube page. Anybody you want to give shout outs to will be there. I think we've turned comments on. We should have. We'll make sure that that's on. Yeah, there's the chat is over on the right hand side. So feel free to jump in, say hi, ask any questions if you want to ask any questions. And there's a bit of a delay, so remember that.
Yeah.
We're not going to jump on it right away, obviously, and we'll kind of fit things in between. A couple of athletes might come over after their semifinal round is done and have a quick chat. We're trying to convince a couple of the route setters, but they're pretty shy folk.
Yeah.
Route setters are like, they like to stay behind it. Sometimes you can't even get them to stand up and acknowledge the work they did at the close of a competition.
Yeah, they like to let, the athletes and their performances on their boulders speak for themselves. And
their work is on display all night.
Absolutely, and it's crucial work to spread the field, which is what they're going to try to do tonight for the semifinals, but also it's going to be, to put on a show as well for this big crowd, for the people that are watching us at home. So, yeah, it's going to be good.
Hopefully we're going to get good angles. We got 4 static cameras for you. So we have a camera that's going to show men and women 1. We got a camera on 2, a camera on 3, a camera on 4. So we can't zoom or pan them, and we're just dealing with technology, right? We're not. But what we're going to be able to do is show you the entire boulder. So when we're looking at problem 1, when we're looking at problem 2, when we're looking at problem 3, and we're looking at problem 4, you'll be able to see all the moves on that boulder. So we're not going to get anybody topping out of sight, and we'll try and keep you in the action as much as possible. Remember that we're in a 5-on-5-off format. So there's a lot going on. When we're in the thick of it, there's going to be climbers on every boulder.
Yeah, and that's going to be one of the main challenges we're going to have right here, is to make sure that you're not going to miss anything, but that may well be impossible, because people are going to be firing on all cylinders on all 4 of these problems for men and women.
Absolutely. But we are getting ready for a show, and I think we're going to start. We're maybe 5 minutes behind, but I think we got climbers in the chair.
Yep. Yes, we do.
So what I got? I'll keep the stream up on mine.
Yep.
So I'll look for questions on there, and you keep the notes up on yours. And here we are.
So on problem number 1, we have Zack Richardson out of Climbers Rock and Ariane Sisavath, which is a Team Bloc Shop local here. And
right away, big dynamic movement. I mean, it's a dicey start. I don't know that you need to be jumping around on it, but we're going to see a lot of different styles across these boulders.
And I spoke to the setters, and I think what Zack is trying to achieve is close to the intended sequence. So, maybe if he applies the right amount of pressure, he will progress.
Yeah, the running order, he did stick it. And Ariane also moving well. The running order will be the opposite of how they qualified. So that's interesting. Oh, Ariane. But Zack Richardson doing the first boulder pretty easily.
Yeah, I think that was his third go.
So maybe a soft touch. I don't know. There's a moment in which route setters start to get nervous. And it generally looks like everybody's sending everything, so obviously we're way ahead of that. But I am surprised to see the first man out do that problem with what amounts to relative ease. So they might be hoping for a few slips and falls, because it is a coordination problem, that they won't get a lot of flashes and will separate a bit on falls.
Yeah, and the case can be made for Zack Richardson's strength as well. He had a strong showing this year in 2017, coming fourth at the Tour de Bloc Championships at Up the Block. So, maybe that powerful style was suited for him.
Exactly right. So, I mean, every climber, when they're faced with their style of boulder, can have that kind of day. I got a couple questions. The running order is opposite of how they finish in qualifiers, so they're going to go 20th to 1st. Thanks, Adam. Can we read the start list? So let's see if Ariane takes a bit of a break. We'll read it down for you. So Ariane's taking a bit of a break and Zack's done. So we got a couple minutes. So why don't you read off the ladies, and then I'll go and do the men.
Okay, so we got Ariane Sisavath climbing right now. After that, we've got Alyssa Weber, Alexandra Kusela, Leah Wiakowski, Jordan Skrock, Charlie Prosser, Olivia Wyatt, Véronique Gosselin, Pia Graham, Catherine Kartner, Michaela Tuga, Audrey La Rochelle, Casey Wilson, Aggie Saint-Jacques, Paige Boklachuk, Marie-Michelle Thibault, Melissa Leneve, Alex Puccio, Sierra Blair Coyle, and Alana Yip.
All right, so Ariane's going to jump back on for her third try here. So this is a bit of a it's a low. It's not that steep over there. The volumes are not bad, so you pretty good feet. This crimp is quite small, and this Gaston is also quite small. So you need to be in control hitting this Gaston. Yeah, it's going to be powerful. So I'll give you a quick rundown. The men from 20th to 1st, Zack Richardson, Kiefer Vanden Bosch, Florent Barces, Shawn Hunter, Robin McMillan, Remy Christian, Man Ellis, Falco Filoto, Joel Zer, Tyler Landman, Josh Muller, Sébastien Lazure, Francis Bilodeau, Loic Martel Magnan, Nathan Smith, they call him Smitty now. That's what I heard a lot today. Pierre-Michael Lemay, PM, Lucas Uchida, Alex Megos, Michael Mauem, and Jörne Kruder.
Yeah.
So we do have our international athletes. All of the international athletes made the semifinal as expected. Not in order. So Alana Yip, Canadian back-to-back national champion, knocked it out in her qualifying round and qualified first.
Climbed topped all 5 boulders in the qualifiers in very strong fashion. So it'll be very interesting to see what she has in the tank and as far as skill set for today, but we're not worried at all for her.
No, I think if she climbs the way she climbed this morning, she will be well suited to put herself into the final. So you're going to get some of these climbers, the 5-on-5 format, you do have to manage your time. So you can't throw yourself at every boulder. You can't try a bunch of tries because the cumulative effect over 4 boulders starts to really weigh on you in terms of that stamina. So sometimes you might only see climbers try something maybe even twice.
Yeah, and that might be the right strategy. You know, once you've physically figured out a particular sequence and you've got no doubts in your mind about what needs to be done, perhaps that extra minute or 2 of rest between 2 burns, if we will, in that 5-minute span is the right way to go.
Exactly right. And sometimes you just know that you're not going to send it. So if you get the bonus on your first try, you try it a second time and you know there's no way you're going to do the boulder, it's hard, but the right thing to do is sit. You know, your brain will nag at you, oh, what if I do it, what if I do it, what if I do it? But you need to be realistic and not overly optimistic about your ability to do the boulder.
Absolutely. And so now we've got Kiefer Vanden Bosch on problem number 1 and Alyssa Weber as well for the ladies. And so Alyssa is no stranger to competition climbing. I think you know her well, Pete.
Yeah, she's been climbing and competing and winning comps around the West for years and years and years as a junior. Alyssa is always a factor. I was surprised to see her not finish a little bit higher. Maybe a little bit nervous, maybe not. But as you see here, she definitely has it.
Yeah.
Right? She definitely has the ability, and I will not be surprised to see her jump up a bunch of spots.
Yeah, that was a convincing flash of problem number 1, and so perhaps what she was doing earlier was just saving herself for
maybe.
semis.
Did the route setters change in the semis? Sometimes. I talked to Manu, the head setter. He was pretty happy watching the qualifiers with the semis. So I don't think they tweaked any of the semifinals post-qualifiers. They will often tweak finals after watching the semi. So they have all day tomorrow to think about the finals. They don't have a lot of time to talk about tweaking the semi. There's only a couple of hours between the rounds. So it does happen, but they did not do it this time. They'll keep her up on his 3rd try, so he's kind of going in the low and slow approach. And you're kind of left really hanging. If you're going to leave that left hand behind to try and mantle onto the red volume, you're at almost full wingspan.
Yeah.
So, and you notice there that left hand is not good enough as you push away from it to really keep you involved with the body tension.
The right hand is a big sloper too, so to be able to, have any purchase on that, other than in the method we saw Zack Richardson top the boulder on, I think you'd have a hard time. You'd have to probably drop down onto that volume, and you'd be probably worse off and way far out.
You'd be way over to the right, and you'd have to mantle out up into a terrible little. Well, that's a pretty good undercling. It's about a pad and a half undercling on the underside of that volume, but I don't know that you'd want to be mantling into it.
Yeah, you could try to to match it and turn the corner and compress your way up that volume.
Yep.
Because the red volume is on a bigger volume, but then again, that may well be way too demanding.
And route setters will often set problems that are, I mean, they're not intended to have multiple solutions, but they're intended to be, hey, if you really want to go over here, you can. If you find what some people call the sequence break, sometimes it works for you and sometimes it's actually harder. So route setters are fine. If you can break the sequence with a dyno, but it's harder than doing the boulder, they don't care.
Yeah, it's just a way for that climber to you know, show what they can do in that particular style, you know, and find a different solution, but it can cost you.
And they do like to lead you astray. They like to make you think that maybe I'm doing the wrong thing because it looks like there's another sequence and maybe I'm getting it wrong. So,
absolutely.
I mean, getting out of your own head when you're in isolation climbing, when you have no one else to talk to, and making sure in your own head that you're comfortable with your decision making is one of the bigger parts of the mental game.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a big issue here because, like you said, the semifinals will be hard. They will want to spread the field, and you know, like we said, the earlier competitors may be feeling the heat with these hard boulders.
Yeah, absolutely. Other than Zack and Alyssa.
Yeah.
So within reason. So they're both. Keeper's going to walk away, I think, with 4 or 5 tries on that. He tried about 4 different pieces of beta. Sometimes that's a good idea, sometimes that's not. You'll see that too, where you'll watch somebody change their beta on every attempt, thinking that the reason they're not successful is because they're not doing it right. And sometimes that does not go particularly well either.
Yeah, you know, sometimes if you're you know, spending your whole 5 minutes on a boulder trying to find different sequences, that can be not only tiresome but mentally racking.
Exactly. The quick shot of the crowd. There's probably 100 plus people here right now, and people are trickling in. Not bad for a semifinal round, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Some of them came for the foosball tournament early, of course.
Yeah, and I think you participated. How did that go, Pete?
We were looking good to win the whole thing until we went out in the first round. And then it didn't look so good.
Oh, man, bummer. So don't quit your day job, right?
No, I will not. Zack Richardson is making quick work of number 2 as well.
Wow, pressing that out, and it doesn't seem like it's giving him any kind of difficulty. He has to establish himself, but
matching the finish hold is going to be hard. It is not a great hold underneath a volume, but I think you're going to need to get. You're going to need some kind of heel or toe to.
So Ariane making the first move, big dyno out of that starting volume.
Yeah. You kind of perch on that start volume, and then the hold you're going to is very good, but the ladies don't like to dyno.
Well, I think they're getting better at it because, you know, you've got this parkour style bouldering that's getting a lot more popular, and the ladies are throwing themselves at it, you know, so they're doing well.
They are. We got Alexandra.
So we
also topping out number 1.
Yeah, we didn't even introduce her that she's
and
already
she's
on top
up and
of the
on.
boulder. So Alex Cusella making short work of problem number 1, and on the men's side we've got Florent Balcez at up the block in
Mississauga.
Yeah.
Spell that twice in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the new gyms out of the Ontario set. A really nice new gym, and they've been putting up. Sent a lot of athletes to this comp, and they did quite well. There quite a few of them made it into the semifinals. Flo is struggling. I said it. Struggle count as a 2. Zack back up on top. Let's see if he changes his foot sequence here.
Yeah, he's pressing that right hand out.
You can see him.
Big shouldery move. So.
And he's desperate to find the right thing to do with his feet here. He's had inside, outside. So very interesting. Maybe not so hard at the beginning of the boulder, but obviously the last move is challenging, and it's about where your balance point needs to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know what the solution would look like on that boulder. Would you have to be outward facing? I don't know. And meanwhile, Ariane Sissavat is progressing, has touched the bonus for the second time, and is now trying to establish herself on that upper head wall, but
it's a long way to that next screw in on that volume.
Yeah.
If you can't just match it up along the rail, then you need to bump all the way up to that little screw on top of the volume.
So about a minute and 30 seconds left for this this shift, and Florent is trying to, you know, compress onto that that volume, that big red volume.
And he was trying to go all the way around almost to get a wrap. There is chalk over there, so the route setters put chalk on it. For whether they did it to be sneaky or whether they set it to have, you know, 2 sequences to it. But he, it is where Zack grabbed as well. Zack just grabbed it dynamically. Zack's going to give us one more try.
Yeah, and the whole difference with the dynamic sequence with regards to, you know, perhaps what Florent is attempting right now is that your hips are much higher and you're really pressing out on that right foot a lot more. But
you need a lot of accuracy.
This may well be possible. This
Yeah.
may well be possible. Florent is a very seasoned comp climber. I wouldn't put it against him to find a solution on this.
In a minute or less.
Right. 25 seconds to be.
Oh, Zack just started to turn around, as you were mentioning. Maybe the right way to do it is to face outwards. He was just turning, and I lost the handle on the underside of that undercling. So a little bit of heartbreak. You get no points for almost sending.
No, that's the name of the game.
If you're not familiar with the format, what we care about is tops in bouldering competitions. So we count number of tops that you get over 4 boulders. We count the number of tries it takes for you to get to those tops. And then if we have a tie, we go and look at the bonus hold. So the bonus hold is exactly that. It's a bonus. We then count number of bonuses that you grabbed and number of attempts to get to those bonuses. So that is the tiebreaker. So a lot of people's strategy when they look at a boulder they don't think they can do is just get to the bonus first try.
Absolutely.
Flashing bonuses might bump you up enough spots in a comp like this where not a lot of people are going to flash all 4 boulders.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we've got some new climbers out, and for the men we've got Shawn Hunter.
And then Leah Wachowski for the ladies. Alyssa quickly into that dyno. That's not going to give her a lot of trouble. She is a dynamic climber.
Yeah, Alyssa managing to climb Black Hole, a V11 in Squamish this summer. So
you know she's got the squeeze.
Yes.
Shawn Hunter getting up past the... Oh!
That was a very decent flash attempt.
On the screen, the angle of that volume looks more positive than it is. I assure you, that is not a great volume to try and stick. You want to be on the finish hold for sure if you're going to go dynamically. But good effort from Shawn. He did the beginning very easily.
Yeah. Still got some time, about 3 minutes, 20 seconds to go. So if he does this well, rests up, he knows how to do it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if he gives himself time for 2 more tries just in case, or if he lets it run down to that 1.5 minute mark and gives himself almost no safety net.
Yeah, that's a double down.
We'll just see what kind of gambler he is. So Alyssa, I think, had more of a slip than anything on her first try. Just kind of mistimed the move. So I think she'll be looking to do much better. You have to be in control. That's right. So Didi, you need to use the bonus hold. So that means you can't just reach out and touch it. You have to, as they say in the rules, you need to make a climbing move. So you need to shift your hips, shift your weight, move your other hand or a foot, and then you're deemed to have been in control of the bonus hold. The finish hold, of course, you need to control with both hands. No swinging around. Some climbers love to grab the finish hold with one hand, turn around, wave to the crowd, and then come back and match it after.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of those in the past that have also not gone so well. You know, Manuel Cornu springs to mind. I can't remember in which World Cup, but they practically done the whole boulder and then didn't match before, you know, waving to the crowd, and the match was not possible afterwards. So.
And even seasoned climbers, Alex Puccio of the World Cup in Hamilton, climbed past the finish of the women's problem towards the men's holds, and then had to come back to match the finish hold of the women's problem. And it was just, it's one of those things you can't believe, and the crowd went dead silent. We're like, she's definitely able, is she? No, and then she had to come back, and it was funny more than anything, but because she was successful. So Shawn gave himself a safety net, good thing. So he kind of made the same mistake with a half-hearted jump to the finish and didn't really line it up very well.
All right, so Kiefer's getting up there. He's had a hard time trying to establish himself on those starting holes, those big sort of spherical volumes.
We got 1 minute to go. Alyssa's just scooching up this volume.
She's got it.
And got it under control. And we'll see what she can do to finish this up.
Crowd's getting behind her.
Yeah.
It's one last big move.
Double knee scum, don't see that every day.
That's experienced climbing for you.
Nice work.
So that's her second top.
2 tops. So Leah very, very nearly missing the finish hold. Keeper coming off in the middle, and Shawn just out of gas. Those first 2 attempts really took it out of him.
Yeah, and Leah's going out for...
all in with 15 seconds to go.
That's right.
Yes, there is a competitors list. It's posted on the Bloc Shop page. You can see the semifinal athletes if you go to the Bloc Shop Facebook page. They've got a post, or it'll be in the Bloc Shop open page as well.
And we'll try to get the scoring up at some point for you. So this is these are the qualifier scores. We'll get the semifinal scores.
We'll get the live results coming. Michael, why is it so dark? Because comps are better in the dark. Dark at spotlights. It looks real good in the gym. The feed is not quite as crisp as it is in real life. So spotlights is. It's nice to be dark in the gym. It adds a little bit to the ambiance. So that's something that's come up in the last few years.
And
yeah, you got to be here.
It's not possible for everybody, though, but yeah.
So there's the start list. Currently, Zack Richardson, 1 top. Shawn with a bonus. Keeper with a bonus. And Flo with nothing just yet.
Yeah, and we got Robin McMillan and Jordan Skrock out on Boulders 1 for the men and female, respectively.
And let's get our first look at Boulder number 3 as well.
Yeah, Ariane establishing herself on that first volume.
This is going to be an exciting move. So this is saying you're not going to be able to just hold the swing running by that. That's going to be a run you're going to catch with your right hand and probably want to follow through strong with your left.
Yeah, I think that's...
unless you're just a monster, and then maybe you'll just grab it. So Jordan...
yeah.
we noticed at the same time that Jordan Skrock also running up women's number 1. Looking pretty good. Robin McMillan's had a couple of cracks at this. He used to climb out in Lethbridge and moved to Edmonton. He's been training, competing for a while. This is his first big-time semifinal for sure. We were chatting a little bit in ISO. But he's psyched. So he said anything's a win for him right now. You know, he's in the semi, and he finishes a good finish.
Low expectations, and, you know, the psyche is high, so why not? And right now we're seeing Zack Richardson trying to start on problem number 3. So there are 4 problems, and Zack is well into his semifinal round. And, you know, don't adjust your YouTube feed, because if you can't see holds, that's
they're just not there.
Many.
Absolutely. There are 2 of the smallest crimps I've ever seen. One you can just see between the B and the L on Bloc Shop, and one that looks like a dust mark on your monitor is it's a crimp. For lack of a better description, it is a crimp.
Right. And if it weren't for the bonus
there it is.
tape, and yeah, there it is.
There it is. That's a little smiley face. That thing is little. That's a great zoom.
Yeah.
Thanks to our no, you're not going to do that dynamically. Strong effort. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. We love to be involved. We love to try and bring this to the people that can't make it here. So we're happy if you're enjoying it. 260 odd people so far. Not so bad.
So Alex Cusella on that sort of jug hold in the roof, whereas we've got Florent on boulder number 2, almost nearing the final hold.
Let's see what Flo can do. He might be looking at a heel hook here.
He's going to pull off some, veteran trickster move.
Yeah, he's been climbing, competing for an awfully long time. And he's generally quite calm. Doesn't make rash mistakes. Oh, tried to throw a little drop knee in behind himself and might have just pushed his hips too far out to hang on. So with 40 seconds to go, we're going to get Robin with one more try. He's up in the bonus and just got to solve the top. It's getting a little shakeout. See how long he lets that clock run down for.
Yeah, he's got an option for, a small crimp, Robin. He's just grabbing it right now, and it's not that good.
Oh, and that was more of a half one arm than a dynamic move, and you need a little more leg involved.
Yeah.
You can't generate a lot of force off that crimp or off the undercling.
That'll be all for that round. Coming out on boulder number 1, we'll have Rémi Custin, the Crusher, local hard man, and just overall great guy. He's on the team Bloc Shop, so trying to defend the local honors.
Quick look at the results. Alyssa Weber still looking good with 2 tops. Alexander with 1 so far, and Jordan with 1. Ariane, nothing yet, and Leah, nothing yet but a bonus. Just waiting for the next climbers to come out.
Yeah, we've got Charlie Prosser as well from Boulders Climbing Gym on problem number 1.
Oh, we got our, so far, our farthest. Hello from Germany. Hello, Mathis. How are you? Thanks for tuning in. Couple questions. Etienne, how does the first crimp look on number 3? If by the first crimp you mean the one in the middle of the wall, it's better as a foothold. It's terrible. I went and looked. It really is awful. It's a slab boulder. So you need to be in good control to use that crimp with any success.
So Shawn Hunter.
See what Shawn can do at the top of this boulder.
Shawn is pressing out.
Oh, not quite. Same problem.
No one's yet topped boulder number 2. That final matching move proving to thwart everybody so far. So.
And you're thinking, I got up here so easily. Why didn't I finish it? Maybe everyone else finished it. Right. But there is a little bit of knowledge. In an outside comp, you're sitting in a chair. You're not facing the boulders, but you can hear what the comp is doing. Oh, Charlie's coming for up the block. Thanks, Kirby. On another German watcher.
That's my bad. Thanks, Kirby. But Charlie's establishing herself up on that wall, getting to the bonus hold, but not being able to reel it in to get the Gaston yet. And Rémi, Rémi, I know this guy very well, and he's worked on his dynamic game, but it's not a first option for him. And this is what we're seeing right now. I think he just doesn't see it.
It's not his go-to.
No.
No, whereas some people, it's their go. The first thing they look to do is jump. Like, where can I jump?
Yeah.
Didi, the format is not quite the same as the Olympics. So the qualifying rounds, yes, but in the final round, the difference is the Olympics is going to take on the IFSC format, which has changed to 4 minutes for the final. and we're going to run 4 minutes plus, which is the old World Cup standard. So you'll see that tomorrow. But for the semifinals, yes, it's the same format that will be in the Olympics. So Shawn not quite being able to get up into the finish hold at all this time, but he's got some time on the clock. No need to worry.
So Kiefer Vandenbosch's left foot slipping out on him. That slab on problem number 3 for the men looks bad.
You need to climb number 3 calmly, and he's definitely not doing that right now. He needs to relax a little bit to be able to trust those feet. Nice, George. Hi, George from Philadelphia. Definitely when you get in here over Christmas time, come and stop in on the Bloc shop. It's a great gym to climb in, and we're only seeing about a third of it here, so it's a really, really nice gym to come and climb in. That's 1 minute to go for these guys. Kiefer is, I don't think, all right. He gets established. He is getting up there.
I think this is the first time someone will be getting to bonus.
Yes, indeed it is. So that's great work. He's slowed himself down a bit. Let's see if he can use this foothold.
Oh, Shawn.
And Shawn Hunter
has matched.
First one to match, and he went palm up and in, and I think he just forced it.
He had his chest up near his hands in that press, so that was very proud.
And he's got some biceps.
Yes, he does.
So you know that he pulled those out.
You got to use them. If you got them, flaunt them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Meanwhile, Leah from Climbers Rock, just fell on that final hold for problem number 2. So she'll have to recover from that.
Flat screw-on, so it's going to just give you some friction on the underside of that volume more than anything. Yeah, we'll tell you a little bit about ourselves when time allows. The thing with 5-on, 5-off is a lot goes on.
Especially in semis.
Especially in semis. There's climbers everywhere, but I've been climbing and competing for about 25 years. I'm semi-retired from competing. It's tough to keep up with people half your age. But I've been doing this live stream stuff and emceeing comps for about 5 years now. And absolutely, it's a fun transition for me. I love being connected to the sport that way. So this is why I do this. I love to still be involved and try and bring some of the excitement that we feel from all those years of competing out to you guys watching at home. Robin is up in number 2. And we're going to get our first look at Boulder's number 4 in just a minute. We'll see what, let's have a look at these boulders. So, Zach, look at this big, red, monstrous boulder problem.
Yeah.
You're going to come swinging around. Like, this is a dynamic, frictiony, compressy boulder problem. And the same for the ladies. The ladies' problem looks like a nightmare.
Yeah. On the men's problem, you have one crimp, and it's the bonus hold.
Yeah.
Everything else is, either big holds, and they're far away. And
yeah.
That's what Zach's experimenting with right now.
And Zach is also noticing that on that volume, the hold is it's a jug, but it's protected. So there's a hold screwed on top of it, which means that you can't just hit high and slide down into it. You got to be pretty accurate when you go to it. So it's a route setting technique that's been picked up over the last couple years to block holds.
Yeah.
And he's done a good job sticking it. It's a good technique that's been picked up to really force climbers to be more. Oh, and he hung on.
He saved that. But he went and touched that bonus hold, and he was like, wait a second, this is really bad.
It's really bad. It's about a pad at best, and it's not in cut very much. So you're going to need to be really strong lock off in order to stick that, especially with the dynamic nature that he went to it with.
And for the ladies, problem number 4, Ariane Savat, local climber once again. She's
wrestling.
Wrestling with those volumes, city wall volumes that are shaped like footballs, but other than that, there are no other resemblances, and
almost nothing to grab, really, when it comes down to it.
We've welcomed some new climbers also on problem number 1, Man Ellis for the men and Olivia Wyatt for the ladies, and Olivia is trying to work out that sequence. Man seems to have found a way to go a bit more statically out to the right, and yeah, he climbed really well in the qualifiers. He's 16 years old, and he's been in the youth team for Canada for the last couple of years, competing in international comps, and he's doing well. So an up and comer right here, and just tried the dynamic sequence right there.
I guess I just noticed off Ariane's sheet, we asked the athletes some questions. Why do you compete? Is because she wants to have fun. You don't get it all the time. I love seeing that, actually. As much as I try to be cynical and try to be humorous about climbing, competing is not about fun. She wants to have fun and improve her climbing, and that is absolutely a fantastic approach as a relatively new climber. She's only been climbing for about 5 years, so that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah, and she's improved so much. I get the chance to climb with her, and she's really improved a lot. She's got a great attitude, and yeah, there's a lot more to come from Ariane in the future.
Yeah, we got viewers from Texas, from Portland. This is fantastic. We got people from all over right now. A question here, what is a pad? It's a finger pad. So a fingertip is a pad. So we talk about how big the hole is. So if you look down at your index finger, if it's one pad, it's about the first joint of your finger. Ariane wrestling her way up here.
And Man Ellis just topped problem number one. And, Olivia just came really close.
So Flo just made a really, really nice.
15 seconds left, and he tops it. Flo tops problem number 3.
Wonderful climbing. He made a coordination move, and he stuck the bonus and the middle crimp at the same time and helped himself from spinning off. That was a really, really clean piece of climbing from Flo.
Well done.
So that's time. We're moving on. And as we said, it happens really fast. Our first climber's already done. And they just keep coming out of ISO. There's no stopping them. Veronique Gosselin is out, and Falco Filotto out on their first boulders.
Yeah, and they're a couple, so that's awesome.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of sweet.
I think so.
What are the odds, really, is what it comes down to. That's awesome.
Okay. So on problem number 4, we're going to have Alyssa and Kiefer, and that boulder is yet to see a top. Same thing for boulder number 3 for the ladies, and we've got Leah on that one.
So Vero's been climbing for about 15 years. Definitely one of the longer standing competitors in terms. There's a lot of young climbers. There's a lot of climbers in their 20s, so you don't see a lot of climbers with 15 years experience, until you get to a certain age. And there's a double-edged sword to being experienced, is that you're also going to be a little bit older. And Ty Landman was telling me at the Austin comp last weekend, at 28 years old, he was the oldest male competitor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a sport for the youth, but still,
yeah, but
28 years old is not old.
Yeah, that's still pretty young by, our
young
standards.
by my standards.
And but it's good to have those veterans on the course there to keep those young people honest and have them, give them a run for their money. Right now we're seeing Remy.
What do you think he's going to do here?
Remy, he's really good at compression and pressing out. Hopefully he'll find the solution. But it's as much a pressing solution as it is a footwork solution that is necessary for this problem. And as you can see, he's trying to scum a knee,
a hip. There's an armpit in there, I think, and he's getting tired. He's absolutely getting tired while he tries it. He's got a heel-toe cam now, and a bit of a head cam.
Yeah, he's got a back cam now.
This is fantastic. This is, I don't want to fall. I want to do this boulder, and you know what? He's going to.
He just needs to wrap his thumbs around it. And,
I did it. I jinxed him.
Yeah, commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse. My fault. I'm really sorry, Remy. But he's got 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He's got 2. He got up there quite easily.
Back up there.
He got up there quite easily.
So Falco trying to establish himself in the static way, sort of one-arming that volume.
Yep. Charlie sticking the dyno. Shawn still working that slab problem.
Yeah, and Kiefer is still struggling to try to reach that jug, that blind stab to the jug on problem number 4. Oh! Swinging out a bit too much.
And he's only sort of half-heartedly going to it. It's like he's trying to go not dynamically enough because he's worried about the swing. There is a sweet spot on a move like that where you still have to get there.
Oh. And so Leah almost getting enough purchase on that volume that is tacked onto the other volume, which is what you would need perhaps to match to get higher up on boulder number 3 for the ladies.
So Kiefer's managed to get up on that. Maybe he'll try. Yeah, he's got his feet all over. Alyssa worked every attempt into those footballs, got the bonus, but could not really get by there. And Alyssa's going to walk away, and so is Kiefer. Kiefer's going to give it one more shot.
Yeah, he's
30 seconds to go. He's going to throw it down one more time.
Go again. He needs to get that bonus hold, but I don't think that was meant to be. Had a good comp, gave it his all. So did Alyssa. That's all we can ask for from competitors, and they're doing it.
Yep, throw down as hard as you can and see what happens. Didi. Same how being tall doesn't really help in bouldering. Height is one of those interesting subjective things we could probably talk about for hours and hours. I'm not a tall climber and would never really want to be a whole lot taller. And I know a lot of tall climbers who wouldn't want to be a whole lot shorter. But you're always going to come across a boulder in which if you were taller, it would be slightly easier. There's going to be a boulder where if you were shorter, it would be slightly easier. So you do have to work with what you've been given. So the best climbers work with what they've been given. And interestingly, most of the top female climbers in the world, competition and outside, are all very short.
Yeah, and you know, there's been endless debate on this, and I think you just came up with the right answer, is just to maximize your strengths and work on your weaknesses. I think there is no one body type that would give you the best success on rock or on plastic. I think you need to just be able to constantly press down hard on the holds.
And you look at somebody like Adam Ondra, who looks like, he looks like a stick man. He doesn't look like he's got the muscle to climb 515, let alone on-site 515 and put up 515D. So the ideal body type is the one you've been given and what you can do with it.
So we were talking about age, and I don't want to jinx Joel, but he's one of the veteran climbers out here tonight. He's out of the U.S. and a very successful climber outdoors and indoors. Has been competing, setting for the United States comp scene, and has done numerous V13s in Bishop. So it'll be interesting to see what he'll be able to do today.
Got Robin on the slab. Interestingly, went early to the crimp before even getting his left foot established. Slab climbing is one of those wonderfully subjective things too, where the sequence of events is not nearly as important sometimes as the order of the holds. So as long as you can get established, hands and feet are what you're comfortable with. If you're really good footwork, you'll often see high feet on a slab. If you've got crazy strong fingers, you'll often see people drag themselves up the slab. So again, you go with what your strengths are and how calm you can climb. I was talking a little bit earlier to somebody about climbing the slabs in the qualifier round, and they were saying that it's not so much about balance as it is about calmness. So if you can climb calmly, then you do well on slab. Yeah,
and I think it was Alana Yip on her Facebook feed about the qualifiers saying that slab climbing is all about unprecise foot placement. So it's about trying to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation.
Yep.
So, and then, like you said, being calm in all of that is what can probably guarantee success and a bit more patience.
Yeah, patience is huge. You don't want to rush a slab, even though you're desperate to get away from the holds you're on. The women's number 3 is proving to be a bit of a battle, and that's definitely by design, is to put a low percentage move in there, stack a bunch of falls in, and see what it takes to get up to that bonus hold.
Yeah, we've got about another minute and 20 seconds to go on this particular climbing round, and we've got Jordan Scrogg trying to get some momentum going to progress on boulder number 3 for the ladies, trying to get her hips, get her body out to the right and be able to match the volume. So far, that has stymied all the climbers on boulder number 3 for the ladies.
And it's going to take somebody that's comfortable with coordination movements and comfortable with a bit of a dynamic jump, and then being able to just compress at the right time. So it's going to take a little bit deeper in the field, I think, and then it should see some pretty high level of success.
Yeah. So Man Ellis trying to establish himself on boulder number 2, but it was not to be.
With about 30 seconds to go, Robin has kind of got roadblocked at the middle of that slab. Oh, and Olivia sticking the dyno just on the corner of your screen. You see what she can do.
Yeah. 9 seconds to go, though.
I don't think she's going to get too much farther.
But you always want to put out a show and give it all.
I agree.
So good on Olivia for that.
All right, Shawn Hunter's out for his last boulder, as well as, who do we have over for the ladies? Leah.
Yeah. And coming out right now, we were talking about him a bit earlier, Tyler Landman. So one of the other veterans we've got here out on the semifinals. And for the ladies, we've got Kat Kartner, based in Ottawa. And so, yeah, Tyler Landman has competed a lot in the last couple of years on the World Cup bouldering scene, and has been doing pretty well, making semifinals pretty much consistently. And you know, his outdoor resume speaks for itself. Tyler Landman has established some serious climbs in the UK and has repeated strong and difficult double-digit climbs all across Europe. So
yeah, and he's been climbing for long enough for to have the time and the resume and the chops to go and try hard things. And
he's just flashed boulder number 1, it seems.
Really easily.
Yeah.
We're watching Falco right now up in the press. He's also a big, strong climber.
And I think he's set up well to match it.
He's just got to stop those hips from swinging out. There he
we
goes.
go.
Bit of a smile.
And I think that's also a flash for Falco. So the local crowd making him, giving him props for that one.
And I think I heard this morning that he just got his Canadian citizenship this week.
Yeah, that's right. Falco is actually, I think, from Zimbabwe.
Yep.
And he's climbed a lot of really hard boulders in Rocklands. He's done Sky, the Vice, and El Corazon, all V13, 8B boulder problems in Rocklands. So very, very strong climber, Falco Filoto.
Yep. So I'm just having a quick look, some questions here. How are Canadians on the international scene? True, other than Shawn, we're not that good on the international scene. We don't have enough established full-time athletes to go and climb. Elena, did fantastic this year with a 5th place finish at a Bouldering World Cup, and I believe also another top 10.
Yeah.
So I think she was 9th and 5th in 2 World Cups this year, which is, pretty fantastic.
9th in Mumbai and 5th in China.
And she went to 10 World Cups, so she spent the whole season out there, which is critical if you want to do well on the World Cup circuit. People's bodies are flying everywhere right now.
Yeah, putting on a show. And
we got Leah wrestling up, looking pretty good on number 4, actually. definitely getting as far as only one or two of the ladies to that point, but making that transition across to the second football, that's going to be hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the move that follows that afterwards is a big dynamic move to what seems to be a big jug.
It's always the move following that. Lots of climbers standing and looking at the wall right now, and a couple of sends.
And so we've got some strong climbers that are still going to come out. Yerne Kruder, Alexander Megos, Alex Puccio, Melissa Leneve. So stay tuned, folks, because this is only the beginning.
Charlie putting a pretty good effort in there, jumping up high, but still moving too far away from the wall. You need to be jumping up and in. You don't want to have a lot of momentum swinging your hips away from the wall at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Shawn does represent us really well. Shawn has been in the overall world champion 3 times in his career, which is absolutely fantastic. He did struggle bouldering this year, but he's had a pretty good lead season, and you do trying to combine those events is very difficult. So, as people consider the Olympics, in which it is an all-round, you need to be able to climb lead and bouldering, and that's very hard to train for both, and Shawn is one of the best at that.
All right, Shawn Hunter making the move around to that blind jug hold.
And he does say that dynamic climbing is one of his strengths.
Trying to touch that bonus hold, which so far has seen no one really master it.
No.
And so we'll have some new climbers coming out.
You're a little confused. The qualifiers were set on Wednesday. So they set the problems quite a while ago. So the finals and qualifiers and semifinals were all set across the week. So they were on the comp wall. They pulled them down. The semis have been preset. They mark all the holds. They mark where they go. They take photos of them. And then they put them back up in very short order in the space between qualifiers and finals. And then they'll leave something up for the Citizens Comp tomorrow, and then they'll put the finals up after that. So yeah, you're right. There is time, and they were on the same wall, but they're very, very good at pulling them down and putting them back up again. So we got Josh Muller out on number 1.
And, Pia Graham almost taking that wild sort of dyno on boulder number 2 for the ladies.
And Michaela Tugas making good work. Josh hasn't competed in a while. Took a year a bit off, and then opened a gym. So he opened boulder climbing in Calgary, and then once that finally got open, he's had time to start training again. So he's a little bit out of the habit, but he's also sent 514 plus numerous times, and has done multiple, I think 2 or 3 V14s in the last couple of years. So he's got it
That's
in
not
him
too
to climb
shabby.
hard. Not too shabby is exactly right. So yeah, the comp mindset, maybe not so much, but the strength to grab the holds, absolutely.
Yeah, but that could be like a good position to be in, and have less stress, be relatively out of the comp scene and come in and crush. So
yeah, I'll give you that.
Right now, Joel is progressing. Oh, and he's opted for a very sort of low stance with his hips a lot lower than most competitors when they've been trying to match this, and he's just
you watching him walk his fingers along the volume to get there,
and just coming a bit short.
He's been climbing for 18 years, Joel. Some good results over his career. Not a ton of top end finishes, but a couple top 5, top 10 finishes in some state championships, tri-state area.
Yeah, and on boulder number 1 for the ladies, Michaela. So she recently climbed Dark Star, which is a 513C face climb in Rumney. So hopefully that'll help her out on the crimpy face climb that is boulder number 1.
Manel is struggling a little bit, as they all have on the slab. Josh, you can see him, he's looking, he may be questioning his beta. maybe thinking through what he wants to do here. I don't know that he's going to read the dynamic sort of jump and press. That was only Zack. I mean, that was,
yeah,
I was shocked to see that.
And so far he's, you know, he's not the only one to have flashed it, but he found it really quickly. Tyler Landman also flashed boulder number 1.
Well, Josh has done the down and around, and if we can flip this and keep that balance in. Yeah, so he's definitely trying to get a foot up and getting pushed away by the fact that there's not a ton of friction on that red volume. But Joel's going to jump back up.
So Olivia's on boulder number 3, and as we have mentioned earlier, trying to generate that momentum to go sideways. And it's not easy because that first blue sideways volume, it's not all that positive. So you have to generate a lot through your core and feet, and that's easier said than done.
And through some faith. You need a lot of faith to do a problem like that. So see what she can change as the clock ticks down, or just try harder. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to try harder. So Josh with the clock ticking away. Oh, he stuck it dynamically. 15 seconds to go. We'll stay with Josh.
Yeah.
And we'll see if he can get this topped out in 10 seconds or less. He's going to jump.
Oh.
Not quite. A big smile, but you know he's disappointed he didn't think of doing that the first try.
So we got Dr. Step in here. He's the MC. So Dr. Step, he's coming from the brig.
Yeah, Alana's doing, Ty Lemon is a Brit. Alana Yip is doing fantastic this year. She's climbed on a lot of World Cups.
So 2 climbers from Team Bloc Shop again, local climbers, Sébastien Lazure and Audrey La Rochelle. So 2 strong climbers. Seb, he by his own account struggled a bit in qualifiers, was a bit jet lagged, is coming back from a trip in Australia, which saw him quickly dispatched Amagama, which is a beautiful V13 climb out in the Grampians, I believe. And yeah, he was a bit jet lagged this morning for qualifiers and didn't feel really that much into it, but you know, he's
a competitor.
Yeah.
He's going to try and go dynamically. So Falco working the slab out with Vero.
And Remy has made it to the jug, the blind jug on problem number 4. Whereas Ty Landman seems to have topped boulder number 2. Made short work of it once again. So, you know, Ty, he seemed to be a bit frustrated in the qualifier rounds. There were some tough boulders, powerful compression moves. And now he's just flying. And whilst I was talking about Tyler Landman, Audrey La Rochelle showing her strong form on boulder number 1. She's coming off, you know, a good summer. She was in Rocklands and she climbed Macho King V10 over there. So definitely got some strength. And Seb Lazure.
Wonderful stuff. Made that jump look pretty easy.
And that's not a flash, but it's a quick dispatch of boulder number 1. So a strong start from Seb. We got 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go.
All right, Vero. Oh, she's opted to try going straight up and over. Not a terrible idea, but you definitely have to go a little bit farther, and there's nothing up there to hang on to.
So Remy is trying to get that bonus hold, but so far no one's stuck it. And Falco's on the slab.
Who are the setters for this event? We have a handful of setters. So Fred Charon, the head setter from the Bloc shop. Manu Hassler, who's visiting from Europe. Nicolas Vouillamos, Matt Johnson, who's one of the coaches here as well. Mathieu Akerman, Simon Generevien, and Emile Baril. These are our route setters for the event. Pretty established route setters.
Yeah, Manu is from Switzerland, like you mentioned, and he's set for a lot of hard comps, World Cup comps out in Europe. So it's been good for the setting team here. Fred Charon is really established on the Canadian climbing scene for sure, and you know, likes to mix it up and bring in other fresh thoughts and ideas.
Absolutely, and Charlie Prosser is going to give us one more try on number 4 before she exits. So Remy, with 30 seconds to go, I mean, if you can even stick the bonus, you're going to bump yourself up a couple of spots. So not enough time to send it, but might be enough time to salvage a bonus out of this attempt. But he does look absolutely gassed. 10 seconds to go.
And
it's going to take everything he's got.
Crowd's getting behind Remy,
yeah.
Local climber here.
And the clog is
he
done.
Seems to have seen a heel toe sort of cam between the two volumes out left.
But definitely too late.
Yeah, unfortunately, but that may well be part of the solution.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if somebody else reads that and that becomes the sequence, or if he was just stabbing out in the dark.
You know, you never know because of the isolation format. You'd have to have someone else that would see that particular possibility, but I think that might be good because those volumes are not positive in any sense of the way. And
no, not at all. And it is important to remember, this is in an isolation style comp. You do have nobody but yourself to discuss the problem with. The finals, you'll see, they come and preview the boulders. So they have a look and they talk about them. But in qualifiers and semifinals, you are just you. You got you in the boulder in 5 minutes.
So Pia Graham from up the block. Strong climber. Trying to get up on boulder number 3.
And we'll see what Joel's slab skills look like.
Yeah. So I think we've seen only one top so far on boulder number 3 for the men. Or was that 2? I know that we had Florent.
On boulder number 2, we had 2 tops.
Number 3 I was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far just Florent.
Just Flo.
And so on problem number 1, we've got some new climbers. Francis Bilodeau, again from Team Bloc Shop. He's scoping out the top section, sizing out whether he wants to do it dynamically. And I think the route setters had that possibility in mind because a couple of climbers have come up empty-handed, trying to jump and latch that volume, which doesn't have that much purchase.
No, I would say almost none, in fact. Almost none.
And we've got Casey Wilson as well. Has she climbed it? No, she's just behind something that I can't see from here. So Casey had a really good qualifying round, climbing out of up the block as well. She gives bouldering 101 classes at up the block and loves teaching beginner climbers about you know, being in the moment and mindfulness. So hopefully she'll be able to show us that. But she did in the qualifiers, and she was just very patient and edged her way up on a lot of dicey climbs. So looking forward to see what she can show us here in the semifinals.
Yeah, she was very calm and climbed pretty smoothly, and always she's one of those climbers that's always having a good time. She's always got a smile on her face. I would have said this would be Josh's style of problem. I know Josh really well. I've known him for, the better part of 15 or 16 years, and sort of stand up and squeeze, I would have said is right in his wheelhouse. So I'm a little surprised. I have known him over the years to get stuck in a beta mindset and not be able to dig his way out. But I kind of really, he's my boy. I want him to do it, obviously, but I feel that this is in his style, and he just needs to solve something little to get up and grab that big first volume.
And so Casey's got one hand on the final hole just outside of the screen here.
And
she's
good.
looking solid,
No
and
problem.
she's top Boulder number
So Michaela
one.
now wrestling up. No, and if your feet come out, that volume, like you watch people slide down the spine of volumes all the time. The friction is quite good, but not often good enough to take your whole swinging body weight without really having anything to compress against except the other side of the spine.
And you know the thing with volumes is even though you have a long sort of edge surface that you could use, sometimes there's one sweet spot regarding, your body placement, and you can probably overlook that because you've got such a wide surface to work with, or a long surface to work with. So that's part of the trick to it as well. And route setters know that well and use that to their advantage to confuse or spread the field.
Yeah, no women have topped problem 3, and no women have got the bonus on number 3 yet. So that's time, the big switch over. Climbers are looking, we look at their faces, they go from chair to chair. There are some tired looking,
Happy.
distressed.
Distressed and happy looking climbers, yeah.
Yeah, there's some smiles, but there's definitely some people going, they're feeling it. Josh has got the wry, I think I should have done better on that. That's a hard moment there. Beautiful example of, I don't know what happened there, but that boulder is hard.
Yeah, the starting position with those two sort of, you actually have 4 sort of quadrants, spherical volumes on problem number 2, and it's all about compression and opposition to be able to just do the first move. So
all the pillars of climbing, there's no one thing you need to be good at. You need to be good at everything to be successful in a comp of this style. Somebody mentioned a little bit earlier on the comments here about European style setting, and it used to be European style setting, and now it's competition style setting. So you can no longer set a row of terrible holds because the climbers are just too strong. You need to out-clever them, and you need to frustrate them, and you need to make them fall off insecure things. And a lot of volumes will do that. Less holds, more volumes, bigger moves. Falco looking good on number 4. He's a big, tall man, so he's definitely got the footwork out left, but he didn't like it. I'd be curious to see if anybody tries a figure 4 here. It might be too far, and they've blocked the top of that, which prevents a really good heel hook, as well as preventing a really easy jump around
that's
the
interesting.
corner.
Falco trying to get a knee bar, and he's, like you mentioned, a taller climber, and that was available to him.
It was looking good until his foot slipped, and he was strong position.
So Seb Lazur just outside of the camera, top boulder number 2, which is the hard press into that sort of corner with the big volumes. And meanwhile, we have we've welcomed new climbers onto this onto the wall. So we've got Loic Martel Magnan from Team Delire in Quebec City, and so Loic is one of the route setters there, if not the head setter, and he's a really strong up-and-coming climber. He's climbed 514 in Siurana in Spain, climbed multiple, I've heard up to 15 double-digit climbs in Rocklands.
Oh my. And he's just made that look, one would have to say,
that's interesting.
A quick
dropping
reset.
down. Oh, I didn't like that. I'm just going to come back down.
So he had the finish hold, didn't like the way he was established, slipped back down, and then changed
And
his
Falco
beta
is the first man to stick bonus hold on problem number 4
with the knee bar.
with the crafty knee bar. He's going to try to go out left. And
And that's a classic. As you come into a knee bar like that, it actually gets worse.
Yeah.
Because the body angles all change. But he stuck the bonus.
And, you know, that one bonus may well, you know, have him go up the field in the final result. So that is an important outcome for Falco going forward.
Absolutely. We said earlier, tops are fantastic, but if you're not topping, you need to go grab bonuses. Audrey's swinging around on number 2. We'll see if she can get.
She's powerful, and so I think this is just her style. She just has to figure out how to do it. Some climbers have topped this already, so
we go with 1 minute to go. Falco's going to go one more time with his approved beta. And Vero is looking good and then didn't quite manage to stay established on those 2 footballs. So let's stay with Falco and see what she can do.
And meanwhile, Loic topped problem number 1. So I think that was his second go. We've got 30 seconds to go here.
Falco really reaching for that.
And
time, I think, is just going to run out on him. Yeah, time and fitness.
And
Tyler's
Landman trying.
And coordinated falls.
And that's the first boulder he's not topped yet. Only Florent Balcez, experienced climber from up the block, has topped boulder number 3 for the men so far.
And in that wonderful sort of smooth, calm style with confident footwork, and that is always going to be an advantage on a slab climb. You got to be smooth. You got to trust those feet. You
Footwork is key, especially on these sloping volumes and insecure slabs.
Yeah. So Ty, so far with 2 flashes, Seb with 2 tops and 3 tries, Falco with 1, Shawn with 1, Zack Richardson with 1, and Flo with 1 top. Loic coming up with 1 top so far. So we got Nathan Smith, and we got Paige Buckleshuk. Paige had a fantastic qualifying round, only 15 years old, headed to the Pan Am Championships in November this year, and really started climbing well over the last couple seasons as a junior. Climbed really, really well this morning, very confidently, and she'll be looking to do well in the semifinal round.
Yeah, and she told us that she prefers slab climbs and problems that rely on flexibility. So this problem number 1, a bit more of a face climb, even a bit overhanging. We'll see if she'll be able to progress on that. Meanwhile, Francis Bilodeau is high up on problem number 2.
Yeah, so he's going to press in, and he climbed really, really confidently this morning as well. Top 6 make it to finals. Francis low, as we were saying earlier, that low hips is
just
inching his way. No, and
is that going to count?
No, he didn't get it.
Yeah. And
it's the hold on the volume, not the volume. So Josh and Michaela on their number 3s respectively. Josh, by his own admission, would not be a great slab climber, but is a good climber. So sometimes a good climber overcoming something they're not great at is just as good as somebody who's in their wheelhouse. Casey not quite committing to the dyno. Dynos almost universally are about commitment. You can't sort of maybe dyno. You've got to go all in on a dyno.
And the ladies just keep throwing themselves at boulder number 3 without
reckless abandon, you might say.
Yeah. But it's to no avail. It's resisted all people. Meanwhile, Pia Graham has got some funky foot beta on boulder number 4.
Oh. She was turned around backwards with a foot up, kind of pushing behind.
Yeah, and an Egyptian. kind of drop knee move.
We got Josh tried to go backwards, thinking maybe he was missing something about the start. So we tried an outward-facing start, maybe thinking it was a turnaround to get there.
Oh, and
was unsuccessful.
Joel tried to latch the bonus on problem number 4. That didn't work out.
So Francis
far.
back up on number 2. We'll see if he stays with the low hips or tries to do something a little bit different. Oh, and that time he just slipped right out.
And Smitty, Nate Smith, just taking a pause after doing the whole sequence really statically on boulder number 1. Is he going to cross? Is he going to jump? We've seen both sequences so far.
He's a bit taller, so we might get enough momentum just from the undercling without using the crimp. Oh.
And like many, he's tried to go straight for the volume, but that's not good at all.
Oh, he got enough distance, but that hold really not very good. And it's dual textured around its edges. So if you catch it right on its dual textured edge, those are slippery, slippery holds, no question.
Yeah, those holds give me a hard time every time.
So we see Pia back with her backwards facing move, which is, it's getting her over
and
there.
Joel is stuck that bonus, but he'll most likely be credited for it, but that's time. And that means Tyler Landman will be on boulder number 4. Will he be able to have a third top in this semifinal round?
We're about to find out. We are about to find out.
And some 2 other local climbers that have come out. We've got Pierre-Michael Lemay from Team Bloc Shop as well. And Marie-Michelle Thibault from Rock Gym in Quebec. And in Quebec City. And she had a really, really strong qualifier round. Was cruising the boulders. And so I haven't seen her climb before. She, I'm looking to see what she can do on this problem number 1.
Yes, she did climb well this morning, and the same. I don't really know her very well, but she looked to be a smooth and put-together climber. She didn't look super nervous on anything, and obviously her placing will tell you that. And she's made very quick work.
So Tyler Landman is just beasting on problem number 4. And yeah, that was off screen, but he went to the bonus hold, stuck it with the left hand, and was able to try to reach for the big half moon sloper to the left. Meanwhile, Loic is pressing out on boulder number 2.
Trying to find the ideal body position like everyone before him. That gives you a pretty good look at the hold that they're using as the finish hold. Definitely not enough to hold your body weight without doing the right foot sequence.
Yeah, so on the live chat, people are saying Puccio will top boulder number 2. I'd put my money on Puccio for problem number 2 as well.
Yeah. The logo on my hat is definitely just a sticker. I have made a last-minute decision to brand my hat for the event.
Rebranding, remixing.
Rebranding. Yeah, it's a little extra sticker time. Vans won't mind. They're not paying me.
And Audrey La Rochelle is on boulder number 3 for the ladies, and I think she's had the most success in trying to reach out and get closer to the volume that you have to match on for boulder number 3, but still didn't stick it. Meanwhile, Marie-Michelle Thibault top boulder number 1.
Oh, and Seb just having his foot slip out from under him. There's an interesting comment here on the live stream in the wake of the comment about Alex Puccio definitely sending problem number 2 is it is a different level of strength, and that's correct. The gap, we have very strong climbers in Canada. There's lots of strong climbers around the world. we go to comps and we think, yeah, these are the people that we know that are very strong. The space between them and the international athletes is really a gulf. It's really the difference between being able to train full-time as a full-time professional athlete or train in the evenings after going to work or school. So that makes a huge difference to your ability to be successful on the world stage. Some of these climbers with a year of full-time training and competing would rock it up. That was Shawn. Shawn moved to France, trained full-time, and all of a sudden he podiumed, at almost every event in his first season that he spent full-time on the World Cup. So we're not there yet in Canada where we can have a national team in which all our athletes are paid to climb. But that model is the model to success. And the Japanese will show you that over the last couple of years. They just decided, Ty Landman going left hand to the crimp here.
Yeah, he did that earlier, and oh boy, this is powerful.
Yeah, to try and drive by to a sloping undercling. A great effort.
Yeah, and the crowd is cheering Ty Landman for a really nice semi-round, and he topped 2 boulders and came as close as we've seen anybody on problem number 4. So good on Tyler, and I think he's making a strong case for himself.
Absolutely, and 25 seconds to go. Seb and Audrey here. Audrey
has thrown herself. Yes, she's willing to do it. She loves dynamic climbs, and she won't shy away from big air.
And I don't know. Oh, and that's as close as we've seen. And 5 seconds to go, that's going to do it. There was a lot of funny footage from the Jackalope comp this year of Audrey missing dynos. They got replayed over and over. So I don't know that she'll be super excited that we've just given her a whole new amount of footage of her missing dynos. But that was a full effort, and that's as good as we've seen so far tonight.
Absolutely. And so welcoming new climbers on boulder number 1. And, to echo what you said earlier, we're ramping up. We're getting our top competitors that placed higher in qualifiers. They're coming out last, and now we've got Melissa Leneve on problem number 1 and Lucas Uchida. So Melissa Leneve, I mean, she's retired from international competition after 8 years. She retired in 2016, but she loves plastic, and she's strong on plastic. So
yeah, her last World Cup season, she was 5 top 5 finishes out of 7 events, and just is retired officially, but not saying no to big time comps, and is here and throwing down.
And meanwhile, Lucas climbing out of boulders, 19 years old, has represented Canada already in numerous occasions in youth championships, came 15th in youth championships in Innsbruck in August, and came in 5th at the Tour de Bloc championships, the Canadian championships here at Up the Bloc in Toronto earlier this year. So very strong up-and-coming climber. Meanwhile, Josh.
Oh, just sliding. He went left hand as well to the bonus, and his foot slipped. The angle on that lower red volume, as soon as you get over it, it gets worse. So
Absolutely.
If you're opposing it from the jug, it's quite good. As you rock your hips over, it unfortunately gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, and it's also a big span to get to that top hold. So I'm thinking Megos. I'm thinking Kruder.
Yeah.
I'm thinking those bad boys will be able to solve it.
Nathan
Meanwhile,
Smith. He just whiffed it. First climber we've seen try and do it standing up tall.
And almost simultaneously, we had Francis Bilodeau making a near top on boulder number 3, just slipping off on the match at the top.
All right, we'll stick with Josh here. This is, as I would have argued, also his style. He's a big, powerful climber. See how easily he reached the crimp. It's whether or not he can keep the opposition here. Oh, looking good, looking good.
Yeah, I think he would probably, and this is my 2 cents from a weaker climber, but he would probably need to have his left foot out a bit more to the left to stick that undercling match on the moon-shaped volume. But
no, I think you're exactly right about that. It's about a little bit of extra opposition. We got Paige here coming through these volumes. Holding the swing nicely. You see there's quite a few climbers with some physio tape. There's great volunteer effort to put some of these climbers back together between rounds. So we have to thank the physios who put the effort in for sure. Along with some of our sponsors. The North Face, the title sponsor here, and Fondation Bouldering Montreal have put on, really helped this event come to life. Some big time gold sponsors, Ortho Canada, providing the physiotherapy, Dimension Volumes, Scarpa and Delir holds, and then we got Flat Holds, La Sportiva, Flashed, Tenaya, Kilter holds, Siren, and Through the Diable, which is
it's beer.
It's
good microbrewery.
Very good beer
in Quebec.
We may or may not be drinking right now. So Josh, with a minute to go before he ends his semifinal round, really needs to put everything he has into this. You can see that left foot slipping even before he gets over there.
Yeah.
Will he try one more time with 30 seconds? It's in his nature to give it everything he's got. You know, Michaela throwing herself at it as well. She's going to give it one more.
And all the competitors are giving it one last shot.
Yep.
We've got Lucas Uchida on problem number 1. Just slipping off. And,
sports action, as they say.
Sports action. It's coming in heavy. And Nate Smith trying to get the match on problem number 2.
And Francis just slipping off the slab. And Josh, with 10 seconds to go, is going to try this match on the undercling one more time and just going to run out of gas. That's a great finish to those climbers coming all the way down to the wire across the board.
Absolutely.
Other than Melissa, who flashed the boulder like it was Christmas.
Yeah, but we expected that.
So pretty good shouts for Alex Puccio.
You know, this is what a lot of people here in Montreal were looking forward to. Strong semifinal round from some of these top world climbers. And it'll be interesting to compare their performances with what we've seen so far from a lot of local strong women and strong men.
And Alex really made a name for herself as one of the first American women to put a full-time effort in on the World Cup. And from 2009 to 2013, she racked up 15 World Cup medals, which is definitely a worthwhile effort. As expected, she made that look really, really easy.
Walk in the park.
She was saying she's come back from 2 serious injuries. She had an ACL replacement and then neck surgery. And I asked her, how do you just keep coming back? And she said she enjoys it so much that she just wants to get back at it and come and climb hard. And the drive to come and compete is a great way to overcome injury and be able to dig back into your training as a more veteran climber.
And Alex
Megos.
This is his second go. Didn't flash it, but certainly walked it.
So you see the difference. And Alex Megos grabbed that tiny little crimp that everybody grabbed and let go of, and then he gently campused. So he put so much body weight on that right hand crimp, like effortless. So he climbs like that. I mean, this is a guy that can climb 515. You know he can grab really small holds.
Yeah.
That was going to be his style of problem.
And he loves the campus too, and so, you know. And Audrey on problem number 4, getting a toe hook in on the foot volume. Trying to get some opposition before stabbing a left foot up. And she, almost managed to stick that foot and get some good opposition.
Absolutely shameless sponsor shout out. As you say, we would not be anywhere near where we are without sponsor help. To have a Canadian comp with a $12,000 purse is unheard of. This is what it takes to bring this level of competition into our country. Is we need to have money in the sport. We absolutely need to have people that are willing to go and hustle to bring the money in, to then bring the competitors in, to know what the level needs to be like to continue climbing and competing. So yeah, absolutely. Hard work from the sponsors, hard work from Bloc to put up the money to bring the athletes to give us a competition of this level. And that needs to be the future if we want to keep stepping it up and up and up.
That's right, and I think sponsors are stepping up to see what's what's coming out from this emerging sport. I mean, I hate to say emerging because a lot of us have been doing this and loving it for years, but
oh, look at Seb here. Seb going to the undercling first. It's bold, it's strong. I don't know how successful he's going to be with it, but it's definitely bold.
And Pierre-Michael getting a drop knee. He's going to try to do some yoga here.
He might have to turn his face in. That would look like he was going to have to reach through his own armpit.
Yeah.
Try and get your head out of the way. This is uncomfortable at best.
And it's interesting.
Oh my goodness.
He's done it. And so that's you just got a good example, folks, of creativity displayed by Pierre-Michael Lemay. He wouldn't like me saying this, but we call him P-Money here.
I would, that counts.
Yeah, that's
money
some
right
good
there.
P-Money sendage.
Wow, that was just a desire to find a way. As you say, creativity on the final hold. I don't want to let go. I want to do this boulder. Seb's going to go back to his undercling first approach.
So Agui Saint-Jacques on boulder number 3 for the ladies. Again, it's been the same difficulty for every female competitor so far on that boulder.
See, Seb's got a crafty heel toe cam here.
Yeah, that's what Remy was trying to do earlier.
And that is just, I mean, he just looks exhausted.
Yeah,
that was time.
He might still be jet lagged.
Definitely, I think it's Sunday afternoon for him, coming from Australia, arriving on Thursday.
And we got some new climbers out. We got Michael Mawem from France, 26 years old. One of the really dynamic up-and-coming climbers on the World Cup scene. And yeah, I really like seeing him compete because he's so expressive and dynamic. So probably problem number 1 will suit him well. We'll see.
Yeah, he...
oh, and there you go.
On cue, he just jumped right into that. Sierra Blair Coyle, tall and lanky, making boulder number 1 very, very easy.
And that's a nice
double tops.
Simultaneous double tops. The crowd loves it.
Yep. And Sierra is one of those examples where I'm going to sort of be my own, step over my own words. She's been climbing for 15 years as an only 23. So started climbing very, very young, perennially on the U team and the U.S. national team for many, 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 many years. Climbed a few World Cups, definitely put some time in, and is consistently strong, but never really consistently winning comps. Melissa wrestling up number 2. We've only seen...
Oh, crossing over on
over, so matching that volume. And I think we've only seen 1 top of ladies 2. I think we have. And it was very early. It was Alyssa Weber.
Yeah.
So
Melissa Leneve.
Doing what you'd expect of someone with her caliber. Finished her career ranked 3rd in the World Cup standings, so 3's a pretty good number.
Yes, those are great numbers she's posted and strong boulders she's crushed over the years. So really an amazing competitor. And so Nate Smith, he's taking his time on the slab, and as we said earlier, that's good.
To comment here on the live stream, that is interesting that you bring up, and we're not going to hear the age-old saying that Sierra is a model, not a climber. She's 100% a climber. She's a full-time athlete. She's done school, put through a degree, and is climbing full-time. She's better than everybody at your gym. She's better than everybody at my gym, with the exception of 1 or 2 people. She is 100% a climber.
And I'd
No
add to that, Pete, that she's had a really strong showing this year on the World Cup stage, like with 3 top 20 finishes going into semifinals pretty consistently. So she's progressing, and that's good for her, and it's good to see.
Absolutely.
And meanwhile, Lucas Uchida topped out on boulder number 2.
So we're starting to see number 2 done by a little bit more consistently in the top of the field here. Francis Bilodeau rocking his way up into that crimp. And we'll see if he can get his feet to stick on this. No, that is just a horrible move.
It is, and I think, a bit like Josh earlier, when you're a bit lower out, you're stamping your left foot out as well as you can, but if you want to match that half moon-shaped volume, you're going to have your left foot out.
Yeah, or apply more pressure. Step on the foothold from your waist down, not just from your toes, right? How do you use your core? So here we go, Paige taking a run and jump again. This is just, it's a bit of a battleground on women's number 3, and I love that the ladies are throwing themselves at it. Multiple tries, it doesn't make you that tired. With 20 seconds to go, I think she's going to walk away with 1 boulder left to try and climb. As is Francis is going to finish his round, and so is Casey with full effort on their boulder number 4. So, and just like that, we're down into it. We have a couple climbers left to come out, our top 2. So Alana Yip and Jorne Kruder are going to come out. And now we've got our top finalists working their way along the wall.
Yeah.
Sorry, I said, that was a Freudian slip. Our top semifinalists working their way along the wall. So Jorne and Alana Yip. So Alana Yip qualifying first with some of the strongest climbers on the female field that we'll have seen in Canada in many, many years is a testament to how good Alana is getting.
Yeah. Alana is consistent. And she's a great commentator too. She's been in the booth with Charlie Bosco for a couple of World Cups.
Yeah, absolutely.
For final rounds, and no, she's improving. She's also done the first female ascent of Pulse earlier this year, which for some of the climbing nerds out there is the first 514 in Canada. And so she did the first.
Long time.
Yeah, she did the first female ascent of that earlier this summer. So she's progressing outside. She's progressing on plastic. So a really great athlete for Canada on the world stage.
Absolutely, and given that time to do a full World Cup season, you see what happens. You end up with a 5th place finish. You end up with a 9th place finish at the World Cup. Making the final at a World Cup in your first full season is absolutely fantastic. You cannot say that enough about a Canadian climber making the finals at World Cups.
So Alex Megos, boulder number 2.
He did slip on his first try getting out of the start holds. So this is second try for him, but he won't be too worried about number of attempts.
Oh, that's a really great drop knee, getting the opposition right,
and being
waving to the crowd.
Waving to the crowd on the way to the match. And being strong enough to press into that hold without a whole lot of stress about falling off.
Oh, and we got to keep on Puccio here, because some people that were commenting on the live chat on YouTube were saying she's going to own this boulder.
They did. Someone did say definitely send number 2.
And I don't know. Right now it's looking like this person had it spot on. And
so easy.
There you go.
And we're gonna bring up this one more time, Speep, and then we're gonna put it to bed. If you were born as good looking as Chris Sharma or Sierra Blair Coyle, and you were a talented athlete, you would absolutely take the magazine covers and the advertising shots, because that's just what we do. Don't forget, Chris Sharma, as a young, good-looking surfer kid, was all about, oh, he's a pretty boy, he's not that good of a climber, people only like him because he's good-looking, and he's one of the best climbers in the world. So we're going to put it to bed. If you were born with looks and you're a talented athlete, you do what you do, right?
Yeah. Let the climbing speak for itself, and
Absolutely.
I think that's what those athletes are doing right now. Meanwhile, on boulder number 1, Jorne. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, making short work of it. I don't think he flashed it.
No, it took him a couple tries to get out of the beginning, but once it got sorted out, he didn't let go. Alex Puccio is from Planet Really, Really Strong. That's what we need to remember. She's not from these parts. So Marie having a little bit of trouble with the run and jump. Not getting as close as some of the other climbers.
Meanwhile, Agui Saint-Jacques, who is another great up-and-coming climber from Gatineau. She's making her way up that problem. So far, we've not seen many competitors be able to establish themselves well on those footballs. They've been proving too slopey.
And people just look defeated. They come off Boulder 4, these women climbers, and they roll over and they look up like, what am I supposed to do here?
What just happened?
What just happened, and what am I going to try and do in the next 5 minutes or less to get me up this boulder?
The men also come off with that dejected sort of look on their face after climbing boulder number 4. So it's equitable in that way.
Yep, they're squeezing as hard as they can and then just getting turned away at the door. So PM, you can't see, just came off.
All right, so Loic going getting close, right-handed, but then with 30 seconds to go, I think that might be it for him.
Marie-Michelle got very close on her last attempt and came back to the start of the boulder very quickly. So she's trying to get that muscle memory in there of just keep trying and trying and trying and trying.
Yeah. And, you know, that boulder may well be the difference maker as far as positioning between athletes is concerned. And we're going to get a sense of that with Melissa starting off on that boulder in a couple of seconds.
Absolutely. And we got Melissa, 2 flashes, Alex, 2 tops and 2 or 3, Alyssa Weber with 2 tops and 4, and then it drops to 1. So if the last 4 athletes there top 2 or 3 more boulders, then we're going to start to bump out some of those 1 top only female finalists, semifinalists.
Yeah. And Melissa would be in the lead right now because so far she's flashed the first 2 boulders.
Yeah.
Whereas Alex Puccio took 2 tries to top boulder number 2. Crushed it nonetheless, but that's what's the difference right now on the female side.
Sierra not fully committing to the dyno on number 2. And we'll see what Mikael can do on number 2. The questions come up on the live stream that we pondered. Yes, athletes are tested for performance enhancement at the World Cups and also at Canadian sanctioned competitions. So we do test. There's the same kind of rigor that are in other international events. They have a full suite of drugs and performance enhancing substances that you're not allowed to have. So yeah, they do test. I'm going to keep this sport on the up and up. We don't really know that there's that much of a market for people to take performance enhancers. Mikael fairly easily doing the same drop knee beta to get up to the top of number 2.
Yeah, this live chat, some really good questions coming through.
Yeah, people are asking real things.
Yeah, and we're just getting started because if you're coming in and tuning in tomorrow at the same time for the finals, we're gonna keep the discussion going then as well.
Yeah, keep those questions. They are good questions. They're things to talk about on the climbing scene. So Lucas Uchida up on the slab to give you a good idea of the gap they need to close. Not quite. As a shorter climber, he's going to really, really have to push off his toes to go get that. Performance enhancers, so don't think steroids. Don't think big muscles. Think the kind of things that skiers, cyclists, all these things. So you can have performance enhancers that are not to build big muscles. That's just the way.
Oh, Nate
so you
Smith,
you can't take ephedrine. You can't take Sudafed with ephedrine in it. That's a performance enhancer. Melissa Leneve.
Coming very close. The closest we've seen so far. She's generating that momentum. I think she knows she has to generate a bit more and
a little bit more up. There's still a lot of out, still a lot of sideways momentum, and you got to turn that into, as you were saying earlier, you have to start going sideways and then change that to be a little bit more vertical to stick those 2 volumes.
And that's always, as we mentioned, easier said than done because that, the hold you're launching off of is is basically a big sloper.
Yeah, a big bad sloper. Sierra's going to use her height here and try and bump her way up onto the bolt-on.
Yeah. Climbing well.
Hey, Soul Seeker, there are drugs you can take. Creatine helps you fight the pump. That's something that a lot of climbers do in their
matching
training.
out to the volume. Yeah.
Matching the volume, but not really having it. As her feet came off, she just couldn't hang on.
So 1 minute, 15 seconds left for these climbers to find the solutions to top these boulders.
So Sierra has noted that slab is one of her strong points, as you were mentioning earlier. No, I don't think a non-steroidal anti-inflammatories is not a performance enhancer. You're allowed to take anti-inflammatory type drugs to reduce injury. There might be a physical limit in your bloodstream, but it would be more about things that open up and make it easier for you to breathe, and things that actually give you a bit of a boost, like ephedrine in some cold medication.
And Nate Smith stuck the blind sort of wraparound.
Oh, and he's going to go figure four, and no, he's not. There's so many times that people look at the figure four, they wanted it, and then they don't commit.
And meanwhile, Melissa had probably her last effort. So she's flashed boulders 1 and 2, but came up empty-handed like practically everybody else.
Sierra is fighting, but he's going to run out of clock.
Yes.
This was the time she was established, too. That's frustrating always.
So we're very much advanced in this semifinal round with only a couple of climbers left. The last climber out of the men is Yerne Kruder on boulder number 2, and he'll be started. Yeah, and Alana on boulder number 2. I think she's also got a very good chance to get this done.
You said it. So if she falls, the blame rests solely on your shoulders.
I'm just encouraging.
No, the curse is a curse whether you're encouraging or predicting. The line is very thin. The line is very thin. Yeah, I hope to see number 4 topped for both. I absolutely agree. So, Marie Michel.
Yeah, is
already up in it, but slipping off.
So, scoring-wise, perhaps to give you a sense of what's going on so far.
Just watch as you look. We'll watch Yerne work his way into the top here. And he's going to go full stand-up as well.
Well, there we go.
Without a lot of issues.
And so Tyler has flashed 2 boulders, had a bonus on boulder number 4. Mikael, who's still got a lot of boulders to climb, I think 2. He's also flashed the 2 first boulders. Alex Megos is currently standing in 4th. With 2 tops, but coming in 2 attempts each on each boulder.
And he's just put his second fall on the slab, so he's up to 3 here on the slab if he manages to get up there. But atop of that, immediately rockets you up in the standings.
And, you know, interestingly enough, Florent is the only person to have topped boulder number 3. A lot of the top competitors I've mentioned so far in the standings, Tyler, Mikael. Well, Mikael's hasn't gotten there yet, but Sebastien and Tyler haven't even touched the bonus hold on problem number 3. So that's where
something
this
to
boulder,
be proud of.
Yeah,
something to be proud of.
For the route setters, perhaps.
So Alex, 1 good try, and then 1 not so good try. She came into this comp with a sprained ankle.
Yeah.
And then torqued it, staying on the wall in a heel toe cam on the slab on number 1, and tweaked it a bit, but did praise our physiotherapists and is back out and cranking. So I don't know that she's getting the push out of that left ankle that maybe she wants to be.
Right.
Because as you would think, she would be wandering up this boulder like she would the rest.
Exactly. I don't think it's a power issue. I think if Alex doesn't do this, it definitely is, an ankle sort of issue, and you can see it. The ankle is well taped.
Alex Megos still surprised. I think someone said earlier that he hates slab by his own admission. He is a through and through steep climber. He can grab anything, but the slab is giving him fits right now. They don't use different shoes for slabs. If push comes to shove and you're out climbing, then yes, you'll use a slightly different style of shoe. But in competition, people won't. They don't know what they're going to come out and see, so that they don't generally bring another pair of shoes to suddenly switch. They just deal with it.
Michel was well established on those footballs on boulder number 4, but fell off the camera. And
so with 1 minute to go, it does not look like Alex is going to do the slab, and Alex Puccio is still trying very hard, but not getting any closer to the run and jump here.
Yeah.
That was definitely. I read some lips there. I might have seen some swear words come out just there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether Alana will be able to do this.
Agreed. So with 30 seconds to go, Alex works the crowd up a little bit. So let's see if she can reel it in with no time on the clock. Oh, that's as close as she's been.
18 seconds to go.
One more try.
And that bonus is still a ways
away.
Yeah.
10 seconds. I love the effort. I love that she's going to go right down to the wire on this just because she wants to stick it.
Yeah, and the crowd loves it.
So Alex Megos with about 11 tries on number 3 and not only didn't do it, not only didn't get the bonus, didn't get anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Never got established on the start moves. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting to me anyway. It should be interesting to you at home
I
as
think
well.
it's interesting to everybody. I think Alex Megos can climb practically everything, and you know, he had a hard time establishing himself on that slab. So it'll be interesting to see what that means in the order of things. But
currently, Michael Mauem with still 2 problems to go, sitting comfortably in second place. Seb Lazur looking good. Alex Megos looking good as well.
And here we have Alana Yip sticking, you know, the dyno with relative ease and establishing herself in the roof on those volumes.
And I don't see Yerne on number 2.
Wait, he's done number 2. So I think he's resting.
Look, you did it right away then. Oh no, so what, sorry, I'm looking at
and Mikael just off screen has topped boulder number 3. I think this is a flash.
Very, very easy.
And the crowd is letting him know that that was interesting, to say the very, very least.
Absolutely.
Amazing climbing from Mikael, who's a crowd pleaser. And meanwhile, Alana Yip also giving the crowd something they want with a top on boulder number 2. So.
Absolutely. So Melissa Leneve, if we're starting to see the climbers on problem 4 now that we were expecting to get more progress.
And Mikael's rushing off the holds after having flashed the boulder. I mean, you know, those are just proper manners, but good on him. Could be spending that time resting for boulder number 4. But
yeah, as Nick is asking, he's absolutely brushing after the send, and that is 100% gentlemanly.
Yes.
That is just a really, really top-end thing to do.
And I think we should encourage everybody to do so. I think, you know, that's gentlemanly, and it's important outdoors especially. You brush those ticks, you put on the rock.
That's that's a good comment, is that we look after your environment. I mean, even in the gym, you know, clean up after yourself.
Yeah, a lot of people come out here and climb, and the sport is getting popular. So let's have some good housekeeping.
Good. Well, Lucas, very surprisingly, unable to hang on to the swing.
I think he hasn't committed yet.
No, I think maybe he's just sort of three-quarter-assed it.
Yeah, he's sizing it up. Meanwhile, Melissa making progress like we've not seen on boulder number 4.
And this is, I mean, it's just a really, really hard double press, and it's unable to hang on, but looking very good.
Yeah, I think Melissa using her Fontainebleau skills to affect, you know, some opposition, slopey sort of climbing on that boulder number 4. So
it is, you're right. It's a good point is that it's a very font style boulder, and that is her hometown. What a wonderful place to live.
Oh.
What I would do to go live in Fontainebleau full time.
Yeah.
Maybe move there. I guess that's what you need to do to go live in Fontainebleau full time is just move there.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
But we got some good climbing out here in Montreal.
Point. We totally missed. So Alana is a boulder behind her partner, and that's why I was confused to not see Yerne, is that she didn't climb number 2 at the same time as he did.
Why did that happen?
Somebody was saying they must have seen off. There was something with her shoulder, so she got a quick
thanks, Ivan.
Restart. Thanks for catching that.
So we got some really smart viewers, you know, that are helping us out.
So with 40 seconds to go, Sierra Blair, like everyone before her, launching herself at this slab dyno and getting admittedly quite close, but not close enough.
And Lucas, again, doesn't seem to commit. He seems to have a bit of a shoulder issue, and that is a very shouldery move. So
Melissa Leneve, I guess this angle gives you a wonderful appreciation of how bad these holds are.
7 seconds to go, so
she is fighting for all she's worth, but is not.
She doesn't want to let go.
No.
She heard the buzzer. She wanted to get it done. Strong effort.
That is applause worthy, if I say so myself. That is it's a strong effort. She was inching her way over to get her weight onto that left foot, but inching needed to be just a shade quicker.
You know, after watching that, I still don't see what it will take, because there's still a ways to go to get to that jug. You'll have to launch yourself.
You need to generate momentum out of a place where people can barely hang on. So they obviously set number 4 to test Alana, Sierra, Alex, and Melissa.
Yeah.
And test they have.
Yeah.
It survived the first
thrown
round
down
of
the
assault.
gauntlet.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Alex Megos is spinning into the roof and getting to the hold rather statically with his good frame. He's quite tall. Oh, trying to get to the bonus dynamically, and
figure 4.
There we go, Pete. There's your figure 4.
It's too far, though. I think people line it up and they see that it's too far.
There we go. Bonus is achieved, but
his crimp strength is so good that he might be able to survive.
Oh, and he looks pretty solid. Oh.
Same problems.
Yeah. And that's where Josh Muller was getting a bit earlier today. And
more crimp strength, same problems.
True. And Alex Puccio.
Let's see what Alex can do. As someone said here, what's it going to take to send number 4? It'll take Alex.
I think so.
We'll see what the Pooch can do. I mean, that looks good right there. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
That's as comfortable as we've seen in an uncomfortable position.
Oh, really?
Oh, my goodness. Oh, really?
Oh.
The crowd loves it. The crowd loves it.
Oh, yes. That is pure Puccio. And this is just the semis, you know?
Right. You're absolutely right.
So
this is just
that's an amazing show of strength and also just precision by Alex Puccio. Just, you know, inching her way up, switching her hands around, Gastoning.
And knowing that the right thing to do was to turn it into a layback and not try and just power off the top of that second football.
And that's what, you know, that's what we've been seeing from Alex with, you know, her performance in Adidas Rockstars recently and in certain comps in Munich. I thought she was looking really good, really poised and calm and precise. So
it's a good second thing to have in your quiver of skills, is to be calm and relaxed and poised and be able to read.
And we know what's in her quiver first, right?
Yeah, it's the gun show.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gun show.
She's got that power. The lock-off strength is incredible. So, yeah, she's rounding her skills out over time, and that's amazing.
And maybe it's more time spent on rock, right? She spent, you know, left the constant competition to spend more time rock climbing. Jerne Kruder you will have seen lots of boulders like this across his many World Cup seasons.
So foot just slips.
With a
He
foot
seemed
slip.
like he was looking upwards. Meanwhile, Alex Megos getting a knee bar.
Not quite enough.
Yeah, he seems like he didn't get his hips or his weight out left enough with that knee bar, but it looked like a very strong strong effort.
Oh, is that? Oh, do we have Alex's mom? Is that you? Is that KCCOCCA? Are you the proud mama of Alex right now?
That'd be amazing.
I love having moms and dads on the live stream. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, Yerne frustrated, having done the start once.
And we got 42 seconds left for both these strong competitors to make any progress. Oh,
Look at that. Oh, the crowd loves that too.
There we go, Alex Megos. 28 seconds to spare.
I mean, it's hard to tell what he did differently other than work a little harder.
Yeah, it seemed like he, you talked about applying a bit more pressure.
Yeah.
Apply some pressure.
Apply some pressure.
He did that on the volume with his left foot, and it felt like he could move to the left a bit more.
Yep. 10 seconds to go. Yerne with 2 more slips has gotten reestablished, but
2 seconds.
it's not going to happen.
Not enough time for him.
He might try the top just to prove a point, but no. Yeah, we got Alex Puccio's mom on the live stream. Now, obviously, I'm thinking back to see if I've said anything that was non-complimentary, but I think we've been pretty complimentary. She's
I think you've been pretty nice, Pete.
Yeah. And you know what? I've chatted with her off and on. I've met her a couple times before, and we were chatting in ISO and chatting after her qualifying round. She's so open to come and talk about climbing and talk about what's exciting and what she likes to do that just there's lots of strong climbers who can be a bit aloof and lots of professional climbers who can be a bit aloof, and that's 100% understandable. And she's just super welcoming, and it's really refreshing and really nice. So you learn a lot from somebody that wants to talk about climbing.
And she's got a mature approach to the sport. So, yeah, I think she's a great role model for a lot of climbers. And now we've got some other models, role models on the wall. We got Alana Yip, and we've got Mikael Mawem on boulder number 4.
And Sierra just had a shot.
Oh,
Alana Yip!
Okay, this is getting interesting because this is the first time we've seen this all night.
Alana Yip has just outdone 3 of the strongest climbers in the international circuit. Come on, she needs to finish this. I mean, she doesn't need to, but we want her to.
Oh, yeah, this is uncharted territory, and it's a big move out right. So,
and the hold is very similar to the one she's on. It's a big slopey pinch.
She is favoring that right foot that's up against the volume, and good on her to just take a break and shake it out.
The crowd will pick it back up as she starts to wind this up again. This is a huge move.
Is she going to save it? She is.
She is going to do the don't let go approach.
Meanwhile, Mikael Mawem is progressing on boulder number 4. I don't know if...
I want to stay here. I want to see if Alana can do this.
Yes,
Mikael with a slip. Will stay with Alana. Not quite.
Proud effort and first bonus on problem number 3.
The crowd loves it. They love it.
And we've got 2 minutes 38 seconds to go.
Exactly. So that was her flash attempt.
Amazing. Getting that amplitude, getting that movement out right.
I'd be interested to see if Sierra gets around the corner here, if her height gets in the way of the layback. Alex is very compact and fit her feet up in there very easily, but she's managed to hang on. Running in a boiler room tank top, which is awesome. That's a strong effort.
Yeah.
With a little bit of time on the clock, 2 minutes. 2 minutes should be enough to get one more really good try.
So these last competitors are making a show of it, and they're really going to make us want to, check out the finals tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, right? If you think this is good, you want to be here tomorrow night. So Alana, I think, is going to wind this down to one try.
I think so too, because that last move is just.
It's a long way. It's
a long way.
essentially a campus. And I mean, maybe you drop your left foot down low to generate more upward momentum. Maybe you leave it up high to keep that, establishment on that hold. I think we're going to find out, though. So Sierra back up on number 4. I think she does need, I think she might not need it, but she definitely needed the bonus. Feet are just skating around on that thing.
Yeah.
It's not very good. So Mikhail, Alana may be running out of gas, unable to stick the dyno this time.
Yeah.
But Mikhail.
Oh, he's dropping that knee with a vengeance. And
he's a big, tall man, and that knee bar might stick for him.
How is he holding? He was like pressing out on the jug and on that sloper. It was almost all in his legs.
30 seconds to go. I think we're going to get one more try out of everybody.
Yeah.
Mikhail swinging around. Sierra very controlled. Can she do it? We're running short on time, that's all. We're just running short on time. But so that's time. I got Lucas Uchida just jumping up here real quick. Lucas, how did that semifinal round feel?
Hard.
Hard, but
Yeah.
you climbed pretty well.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy with it. I made a few mistakes and stuff, and I read the problems, and then sometimes I didn't do what
you
really
thought you were
wanted
going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be a problem.
Yeah.
But that's a pretty good effort on some pretty hard boulders. You were looking pretty
Yeah.
calm on some of them.
Yeah. I don't think I lost it mentally at all, but yeah, I don't know. They're hard. I had to really I don't know,
Really push. How did you feel here as you're watching Yerne sort of wander into this crimp?
Okay, so that was one of those cases where I thought I can't do it this way, so I'm gonna try it this way. And then I get on, and then I get there, and then I don't do it.
You immediately go back to the first thing that you tried, yeah.
If you looked at my last attempt, it was only then that I realized that I had to go to it left and then jump into it with the right.
Right.
That was when I tried it. I actually realized that way earlier.
Well, it was a fantastic. You climbed really well today. It was a pleasure watching you climb.
Thank you.
And we're just gonna get back. We got Yerne sizing up number 4 here, which is proven to dispel everybody but one so far.
Yeah.
How was that slab?
That slab?
Yeah.
Really tricky. I don't think it's physically that hard because you're not really holding on to anything. But the feet are all angled and
they're all facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like from here for
Yeah.
sure. So let's go back to Yerne. Yerne perched on the start holds, bringing the crowd up to speed.
Oh.
Monkeying around. So we'll see if he can apply enough foot force to make this undercling match stick. Pretty good knee bar. Oh, yes.
I think he's got it.
This time. Wonderful stuff from Yerne. He is psyched about that effort. No doubt. He's always been a big personality. He's a big, exciting dude.
Yeah.
He climbs with a lot of personality. And he's going to keep the crowd rolling.
That one-arm cut is not easy.
Not easy at all. We saw some very strong climbers not even come close to it.
Yeah.
Not even come close.
Yeah.
And one more question. We got a little bit of time. Boulder number 2. How awkward was the finish to boulder number 2?
It wasn't too awkward. Actually, I thought the start was even more awkward.
Really?
Because you're getting the 2 knee bars underneath the 2 volumes.
Yep.
And then from there, you got to go full extension. but you feel super trapped
Because you're in your knee bars.
because of the knee bars.
Because
Yeah.
of the knee bars.
But yeah, it's hard to get pressed up into it.
Yep.
And I think, if you get the right position, it isn't too bad.
We saw it dispel a lot of strong climbers.
Yeah.
Some figured it out eventually, some didn't figure it out at all. So it was
Yeah.
obviously awkward. And I mean, there's a good-looking boulders all around. So what do you think? They were good boulders? You enjoyed
Oh yeah,
climbing
for
them?
sure.
Yeah.
Like qualifiers through to semis, like every single one was really
Awesome.
good, and I thought it provided a pretty diverse 2 rounds.
Good test of all your strengths and not so strengths.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what they have for finals.
Awesome.
Even
Yeah,
though
us
I'm
too.
not-
All right, thanks for stopping by, man.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right, Atlanta Yip, 1 boulder, 5 minutes. We are down to it. Thanks, brother. Atlanta shaking it out, getting ready. It doesn't have to be 3 seconds. It just has to be established control. The 3 seconds is a bit of a local comp rule, is that you need to count to 3. You just need to establish the fact that you're not coming off the boulder. So the match by Yerne on the finish hold of 4 was 100% in control, I assure you. Nothing to worry about here.
Yeah, and this is Block Shop Open, so, you know.
We don't mess around here.
No.
Heck no. Oh, we just got a wonderful compliment. Someone get these guys to do IFSC comps. It's funny you mentioned that. I've been trying to get on that for a couple of years now. So if you know who I should email to go and do IFSC commentary, I would love an inside line. So if you're out there and you know somebody, drop me a note, drop me a little Facebook note, and we'll connect. I would really, all seriousness, I would love to do some World Cup commentary. And I would take my buddy Phil here with me.
But that being said, you know, Charlie Boxco and the team, they do a great job.
They do.
So, you know.
Maybe just the North American events, maybe save them a plane ticket. So let's watch Alyssa Yip here. This is it. This is at the very end of your semifinal round.
This is our last competitor out here, and she, you know, the crowd is completely behind her. And so doing some really nice feet forward, kind of forward-thinking climbing.
But maybe being too clever. Don't out-clever the boulder. Sometimes just climb the boulder. But, I mean, it's tough to say that about somebody who's sent every problem so far, except for one.
Yeah.
All right, Alyssa Yip.
Yeah, you know, from where we're sitting, we can really appreciate how heinous those slopers are. They've got an edge on them, but, you know, it's not for nothing that people have been struggling on those for some time now.
Oh, the struggle count is up to about 5 now.
Has it? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. 2 from me, 3 from you.
I've got the lead on it.
yes, you do.
All right.
All right,
I'll
the
take your word on
crowd is getting brought into this. Absolutely getting behind Alyssa. She's going to brush her way down to maybe 2 minutes. How's the mic volume now? Is it me or is it Phil?
Yeah.
You only got to listen to us for another 3 minutes, so hopefully it is good enough. The doctor is as focused as Alyssa is, as you can see in the shot.
Dr. Stepp is really focused.
Alex and Yerne were the only 2. So she's going to bring the crowd up. Crowd loves when an athlete asks for a little bit of extra love. She's got everybody plus all the semifinalists watching now. Alyssa Yip, already definitely in finals, but really just wants to send the boulder.
Yeah, and we all do as well. We all want her to send this, so.
Oh, I thought you mean, well, I want to send them. I would love to. I can't send
Oh,
them.
yeah.
No chance.
I probably wouldn't send that.
All right. Oh, trying to get that early flip. That's going to be one of the hardest parts of that boulder is matching versus reaching and then turning that right hand over.
Yeah, and what that made, you know, Alex Puccio and Sierra Blair Coyle both made that look relatively easy.
Yeah, the transition was not as difficult as it is for Alana.
So
a little bit of hand strength, maybe that's what that comes down to, but not something you would say that Alana is lacking. But
No.
maybe a little bit of a gap.
And, you know, Alana made a really strong effort on boulder number 3. Perhaps she's still physically fatigued from that. I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. She spent a lot of time hanging on that bonus trying to get to the top. 5 minutes at the end of your round is not a long time. 5 minutes is a really, really short amount of time to recover enough to send another world-class boulder. So, yeah, she's absolutely still tired. I agree with you. All right, sweaty hands all around in the house. This will be it with 30 seconds to go. This will be Alana Yip's last try on this boulder.
Absolutely. Last try of these semifinals. And what a round it's been.
Make sure, as we watch this, that you come back. Oh, Alana Yip. That'll do it. Oh, no. 20 seconds. Why not? True competitor. True competitor.
14 seconds.
Why not, I guess, right?
Yeah. Good on her.
Make sure you come back and join us tomorrow for the finals. We are going to be live streaming at 5:30. Alana Yip's going to climb past the end of the buzzer. I love it.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. Do it. Oh, wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff.
Yes.
So check in with us tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We're going to do the same. We're going to do some live ISO interviews. And then we're going to get rolling at 5:30.
So
we can bring up the results here. If you stay with us on the live stream for a little bit longer, we'll run through the results as they stand, and we'll let you know who's going to be climbing. These are not official, but they will be shortly.
Yeah, so on the men's side.
On the men's side, Mikael Mauem is going to be in first place with 3 tops in 3. Alex Megos, 3 tops in 8. Yerne in third with 3 tops in 9. Ty Landman, 2 tops in 2. Seb Lazur, wonderful, 2 tops in 3. And Falco, 1 top in 1 is going to sneak in there,
So
just leaving Lucas and Shawn out of the running.
2 Team Block Shop climbers making the finals and trying to defend home turf. So
how exciting is that going to be, climbing in Montreal in front of this group of climbers tomorrow?
I don't know, man. I think that's got to be as exciting as it gets.
I would agree. Having never done it,
Exactly.
I can only imagine how fantastic
We
that
can
would be.
only live through it vicariously.
So
Yes.
we can pull the women's results up. Alex Puccio, 3 tops in 4. Alana Yip, 2 tops in 2, but a wonderful 4 bonuses, and that is full respect for having done the problem to the bonus that no one could do. Melissa Leneve, 2 tops in 2. Alyssa Weber, as I might have suggested, coming from 19th
Yeah.
into, oh God, it's gone. From 19th into 4th place. Fantastic climbing. Audrey La Rochelle, local climber, 1 top in 1. And Aggie St. Jacques, 1 top in 1. Just edging out Sierra Blair Coyle with 1 top by bonuses. So as we were saying,
That's
if
surprising.
you can scroll up a little bit for us to get sort of between 6th and 10th place.
Yeah, let's. All right, there we go.
So you look at this now, 3 bonuses in 4 as a tie for 6th, 3 bonuses in 5, and then 2 bonuses dropping off. So the difference is number of attempts to bonus to get into the finals, or 1 more top. So
As it
they
often
do
is.
matter.
Yeah.
Was the semifinal oversight when you have some top climbers getting 1 top? I'm going to say they think no. They got 3 problems topped out of 4, and you know that they weren't expecting a lot of people to do number 3 or number 4.
No.
Same thing on the men's side. I don't think they were overset at all
Yeah.
with 3 tops, 3 flashes, and 3 tops from 2 or 3 other climbers. I think that's probably spot on, and it probably gave them a lot of information about tomorrow.
Yeah, if you look at the spread, I mean, that's what route setters work so very hard for, is to make sure that you've got that differentiation in the number of attempts, and it takes to get bonuses and tops. So
And we got a few people left watching. I was just gonna keep an eye out and see if we could get anyone else to run up here and do a quick interview. Audrey doesn't want to come up. Let me have a quick look. See if we got anybody kicking around who we can drag up here. So if you stick with us for a couple more minutes, we're just hunting for athletes. I'd love to see Alana.
yeah.
They all run away so very quickly. Okay. Sierra. Yeah. Hey, Sierra. Sorry. So we're going to go a couple words with Sierra about her round here. Come and have a quick seat. We're still live. We got still
Oh, wow.
a few hundred people watching. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think I'm in finals, which is a bummer, but what are you going to do at this point?
We just pulled the results up, and you missed it by 2 attempts to bonus or another top. So I know that hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to do that a little closer.
Thanks.
How did you find the boulders?
I thought they were good. They were really fun. 3 was pretty brutal, like that dyno, and then, 4 was just hard, too.
Yeah, I mean, and we were saying that you looked as good as anybody on number 4 in terms of that ability to switch and get in between those two almonds and get that kind of weight back over on the left foot. But it was that, so Alex managed to turn it into a layback.
Yeah.
And I wondered if maybe you were going to be just too tall to fit in such a small space. Had you seen it that way, or did you just think you were going to have to make a jump out of it?
Yeah, I thought I was definitely going to have to lay back. The hold's actually super greasy for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So that just makes it harder to, turn. And then I was, trying to start this, I'm like, just try hard and, turn. And it was just too hard.
Just nothing to hang on
Yeah.
to. So definitely that was hard. The jump on number 3 was hard. I don't know if you saw Alana do it.
I did, yeah.
That
awesome.
turned the crowd up. But I think you climbed really well.
Yeah, it was good.
And we're definitely psyched that you came down.
Yeah.
And if you come back next year, we'll be here for sure.
Okay, cool. Well,
And you're going to come and watch finals.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, obviously. All right, sweet. Thanks for coming by.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
On a Alyssa Weber ici pour une petite interview. Donc, tu es live. Bring the mic.
Les Québécois, mais il n'y a pas que les Québécois ou oui?
On a des gens qui font le français et aussi l'anglais. Donc, on peut faire en français si tu veux.
We can do kind of un mix.
A little bit of mix. We call it Fringlish here.
Un franglish.
Le Fringlish. You climbed fantastic. How do you feel?
Thank you. Yeah, it was actually it was a really nice round, and the crowd is cool. It's really cool. It's like cheering and putting a lot of energy, and the DJ or like le commentateur.
MC, l'animateur.
MC, l'animateur. Ouais.
Yeah.
C'est rap un peu. Hein.
Ouais, lui c'est un animateur pour les compétitions de breakdance.
Breakdance.
Breakdance. Demain soir, il va y avoir une compétition de breakdance ici.
Non.
Oui. Avant les finales. Oui, tu peux participer si tu veux. Moi, je ne vais pas, mais toi, si tu veux, tu peux participer.
Ok, je m'entraîne.
Ok.
Demain matin.
Tu as un jour pour l'entraîner pour le breakdance. Les
good.
problèmes sont comme World Cup style, sont plus difficiles, c'est comme la norme ou?
It really depends. No, I think like some are way easier. And some are pretty much the level. Like number 3, you can definitely find it in a World Cup. Number 4 also, you can find it kind of like, I think a kind of an easy one. But even if like nobody really topped, it was really greasy.
Yeah.
But I think in other kind of condition, it can be one for sure.
If number 4 is the first boulder, do you send it?
I don't know. It wasn't the first boulder, so
maybe. Were you tired? T'es fatigué à ce point ou pas vraiment?
No, I think it's really tricky first, but those volumes we don't see them really often. It's very new, so it's a bit surprising, and it was a bit greasy too. But well, it's how it is.
It is how it is. Well, you made it into finals as predicted. I climbed really well.
Predicted? No, it wasn't predicted for me.
We predicted. Nous autres.
Okay.
Nous autres, on va, ouais, elle va être dans la finale. Donc, demain soir, tu vas être ici pour les finales. You be ready to go?
Yeah, I will be there.
You're going to explore Montreal tomorrow morning, or sleep in, or go for a wander?
No, yeah,
No?
I think I really like more like walking around. You guys have a pretty fancy kind of vintage style. I really like it. Like
Montreal is one of the oldest cities in Canada, so there's tons
yeah,
and tons
I
of
know.
If you go down to
I've
old
studied
Montreal.
actually your history.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, in university I study your history.
Oh, that's awesome. You probably know more about
it's
old
our
Montreal than
history,
I do.
Actually, it's
Yeah.
also so.
C'est la Canadienne
French-
française.
It is true. We lost the war, and it's why.
And that's why. That's what it comes down to. Well, don't hold it against us. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you in finals tomorrow night.
With pleasure.
All right, merci beaucoup.
Pleasure.
All right, that's going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to roll out. We're going to roll out. Phil's chatting away over there. Come back tomorrow. Be here about a half an hour early. We're going to go and do a few more interviews before finals. It is going to go off tomorrow night. You know the problems are going to be fantastic. We'll drag Phil back in for 2 more minutes. We still have a couple hundred people kicking around listening to us. So we can pretty much do whatever we want
Isn't
right
this
now.
turned off by now, Pete?
No, we're
No?
all good. We're still kicking.
Really?
Yeah. So tomorrow, finals.
Yes.
We are going to be on air at 5 o'clock Montreal time on the Facebook page, and then 5:30 on the live stream. So tell your friends, post around Facebook. Obviously, we'll repost the links, but we're super psyched for this to go on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Watch these guys crush in the 4+ format is wonderful for viewing. So
Absolutely.
the chaos of today, where you had climbers spread left to right across the wall, and we couldn't keep up with what's going on, will be both climbers on screen as we walk through all 4 boulders. So we won't miss any of the action.
None of it.
None. Not a one.
No.
None.
Yeah, so that's going to be great. And, you know, they put on a show. I know the route setters, Manu Hassler, Fred Charon, they're actually taking down everything that we saw in the semifinals that was on the wall. And the next step is putting up what will be, you know, some very memorable finals climbs.
Absolutely. And
Actually-
they're already working.
Yeah, actually what they're doing right now is setting up the boulders for the Citizens Comp, which is going to roll out tomorrow morning. So a lot of competitors will be here for that. After that, there's going to be a B-boy battle. So, you know, Dr. Stepp, the MC that was here today, he's going to lead this B-boy battle. So people from the break community, B-boying community here in Montreal will be rocking their moves, their
And
combos.
Melissa just said that she was going to train a bit and she would enter.
Really?
No, but she said she would, but I don't think she will.
That's that remains to be seen.
Remains
but
to be
you
seen.
know,
A bold statement.
usually, you know, climbing and b-boying, those are 2 different things, you know.
Very, very different things. All right, I think we're going to sign out. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will hopefully see most, if not all of you, plus more tomorrow. Peace.